If you don't know, now you know. You already know what time it is. Another Monday and another exciting episode of the No Frillz podcast. Featuring your boys, the Road Dogs, of course, as always, your favorite duo, IFCYipeS, and of course, to the right of me,
Chris Matrix, People's Commissar in the building, like he said, back at you. Mondays is lit once again. We're back.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the consistency here. You already know how we get down to the No Frillz podcast. We talk our shit, we shoot our shit, and we do it with love. And usually family members, certain people from the community, you know what I mean? But in this case, it's a family member. Of course. Look who we got here in the middle. For people that don't know, now you know, now you will know. We got Cha-Cha Desmond, a.k.a. the Executioner, a.k.a. the man that been stomping a mud hole in your ass for a very, very long time in the world of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. The Syndicate Captain. You the captain of the Syndicate?
Oh yes,
okay,
yes.
Okay.
Oh yes,
Back
oh
then
yes.
we used to run wild and stuff.
Listen, he had many aliases. The Executioner, Papa Doc, Larry Flint.
yeah. I had a couple of names.
Oh man,
what's going on, y'all? Man?
Ain't nothing, man. Glad to have you on, man.
Glad to be here. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't on with any of the pre-bots episodes. I think you were gone by then.
I was on one.
He was on the bots one, the last bots one that we did here.
We all came.
Okay, yeah. I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of Civil War.
Yeah, he wasn't there for that one.
Civil War is probably still my favorite.
That was different. Eric was there for that one. I remember.
Eric
was there for that one. That's what we did, the buttery ramen and all that shit. Shout out to Smooth Viper. But yeah, man. So this is pretty cool. So, you know, Desmond, great father figure. You know what I'm saying? He's been holding down my godson Xavier. You know what I mean? Shout out to Xavier. You can see this when he's like 25 or some shit. 25. Or he 18. Just know this is how young we was looking back in the day, all right?
That's right. What's up, son?
You know, you've been going back and forth. I know you've been chilling in Florida, so it's pretty cool that you actually came down here. I'm sure you're handling things.
Well,
out here.
Since before the pandemic, I was moving my family out of here, and then before the lockdown, they were in Florida, but I was stuck up here all last year. So last October, I finally made my way down there, and I've been down there ever since. And I came up here before for the boss event. And, I'm up here right now, just to visit. One last hurrah before I go back fully in the workforce.
Man. Well, I mean, we appreciate it. Find that little gap in between, not only to handle what you got to handle out here, but to come see the homies, play some Marvel.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
So this don't even really feel like an interview to me, because I'm just here just shooting this shit with my bros in this case. You know what I mean? So.
But you know what though? But for the people out there that
don't know
Desmond very well, right? Let me tell you. This man is very dearly special to me and my whole FGC career, because before Yipes even came on the scene, right? I want to say like 3 pillars that really like, you know what I mean, like held me down when I first came on the scene. That was Lawrence Carr, the dude when Yipes got his shit gene spliced by Justin Wong. When I was like, Justin Wong! The law man.
Not Ski Sonic.
This guy. Pink Nicious, Desmond Pinkney, and Justin Wong. You know what I mean? They pretty much helped me out. But him and Lawrence were like the first 2 that really, really befriended me and like basically like freaking showed me the ropes on anything.
Yeah.
If you ever seen The Wood, I was like Mike in The Wood and they was freaking Ro and Slim. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, so we got history, bro. We got history. That's why it's great to have him on here. And I know he's going to bring back mad nostalgia. So, you know what I mean? Like, and he's been around. He's an OG too. So he's been around.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
So he got a lot of wisdom with it. So, you know what I mean? Like, we really want to go far back.
All right, we'll get there. Right. And just to add on, I'm not gonna lie. So me being the random scrub, coming into Chinatown Fair back in the day, even before I went to CF, one of the first guys that I was talking to online that was showing me links in terms of combos and shit like that, and letting me know about Chinatown Fair was Nicious Pink, the Execution. I'm talking about like I showed up. And I told him, I was like, yo, man, I'm IFCYipeS, so I'm sure you can, blah, blah, blah. Nice to meet you. And it was like, oh, shit, what's up, bro? And he was showing me mad love. Like, he didn't even know me from a hole in the wall, but he was showing me mad love. And then this is when you was, then this is when I found out what was your aim. Your aim on AOL. and yo, your shared folder had wild music. I'm talking about
Yo.
any album you could think of, he had it.
Talk about the Azazel.
Yeah.
The Azazel, right?
So he was
Azazel.
like, yo, I heard you got some music. I was like, yeah, just left kick on my name.
Bro, I
He was-
got some shit with
And,
this
and
man,
when
yo.
it's crazy, so,
tell you this-
so just
yeah.
to add on to that, right? This is before I took the full plunge into the FGC. I was making music at the time. So I literally sent, I don't know if Desmond got these shits, maybe he lost or whatever the case, but I literally sent them like some of the most early music that I did with like J Av and like the homies and shit back in the
Yes,
day.
yes.
He had it, you know what I mean? This
Yes.
one he knew. Desmond was literally the first guy that knew I was a spitter. You know what I'm saying? So
Put
this is
3
dope.
holes in your side like loose leaf paper.
And Styles took that shit, even though he ain't really bit off of it. Shout out to Styles. But I was definitely one of the first to say that. But it's cool. But I don't talk too violent now. I don't bust guns and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. You know, but
So real quick on the law, because I know y'all got to be hearing a few things. You're like, what? Niche is pink. So shout out to Sanford Kelly, right?
yeah.
Sanford Kelly be remixing some names. You know what I mean? So Desmond's last name is Pinkney. So Sanford would randomly be like, oh, Desmond Pinkney, Pinknicious, and then Sanford would just throw names in reverse. He'd be like, Nish is pink. So, and then
Shout outs to Kels.
Shout out to the
man.
Kels, man.
Kels is so
Kels.
funny, bro. Because then he started really remixing it. Then he came up with the Pinkney dance. I'm gonna have a video of Sanford doing the Pinkney dance. It's just a random thing. It's different every time. He'd be like, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
that's my man, but I used to infuriate me.
He used to hate that shit. We used to love it.
Infuriate me.
Nish is pink, Pinknicious.
Man.
But one thing I do say about Kels, man, I miss having a legit rival with him. Like when me and him used to play,
Woo!
especially battle for who had the best, who had the Sentinel in this city. We definitely had some wars, man.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah. It
Bro,
was
let me
some,
add
it
on to
was
that.
some
Let me
bad
add on to that
blood.
because
shit
you know,
was godlike.
listen, because you know I was the new blood and shit coming in, so you know I was the humble guy, right? Like obviously before people started popping shit on me, then you know shit changed after that. But freaking, I was the humble, real quiet guy, really looking, you know, my surroundings and just figuring people out and shit like that. Yo, but the one thing, the heat that I always felt when I was in Chinatown Fair was Desmond and Sanford. And mind you, I knew they was cool, but when they got on the machines, it was a whole different beast. Motherfuckers hitting the buttons a little different. You know, the calf shaking a little harder. Like this, I'm like, damn, this shit must be serious. And then this is when I started going to the break. This is before I even started traveling with y'all. I was like, oh, what's the break? Dunedin, New Jersey. I had to figure out the path train
Shout outs to Breaksticks
and all that shit. You know what I mean? And I went there. I forgot who I went there with. I think I just went with Eric. There you go. It was just me and Eric. I think Jimmy the Beast went there too, actually. But yeah, so anyway, we went, and that's when we seen the like basically y'all be in the finals a couple of times. But there was mad shit talk, obviously. You know, y'all ended up, you know, scrapping and shit. You know, and I'm throwing the gems out there only because I have to do it for law's sake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I actually seen these guys physically fight each other.
Oh yeah.
So like
this shit is real.
Listen, man. Listen, man. We were rivals in the game. We literally came to blows. But that's right now. That's my man, 100 grand, man. But you know what? Aside from the actual personal beef, the legit competition
Yes,
we
it
had
was.
between other guys, I missed that. I was watching some of our sets not too long ago. I was like, man, you don't get this kind of rivalry no more, man. Like some legit, like I want to be better than you. Forget anything else. No, I'm gonna be better than you. Like you don't get that no more, man.
Yo, and back in the day too, when you hear somebody beat somebody in a game, you just know they got the power. So when I found out you beat Sanford in the grand finals of that CF tournament, and mind you, I don't really know terms or no crazy shit like that. Oh, okay, so you know he got the juice now. Like, he got the juice now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is literally like me not knowing shit, scrub, noob, none of that. You know what I mean?
You see, this is why I always had an issue with X-Factor and Marvel 3 because I felt it took that away. In Marvel 2, when you legit get a win or really beat somebody, you definitely felt the difference.
Oh yeah,
you definitely started playing better and different because you had that confidence with you and because you did that comeback. You know, I feel like in the beginning, the early ages of Marvel 3, that shit was weakened because of the X Factor. Eventually, after the game got progressed, X Factor really didn't matter against some people. They just it didn't matter. But you know, to me, that was definitely that was the main reason why I didn't like the X Factor part because I felt it really took away what Marvel had.
But you know what? Hold on to all of that for a second. We'll get to that layer, that page of what we're dealing with now. But let's go all over to the beginning of the book. You know what I'm saying? The beginning. Desmond, how did you get involved with this thing, this beautiful culture called the fighting game community.
Wait, no, wait.
Before we go there,
go back.
Go
because
back.
Listen, this man is cultured.
Okay.
Talk
How back are we going?
Talk about how you got into games first.
Okay. Pardon me.
And
Pardon me.
hold on,
Games.
and tell them where you from though, cause you rap.
Oh, you know, the place where we birth hip hop, the Bronx. You know, I
Upside
reside now.
boogie down.
I reside now in Florida, but
Side, that stamp ain't going nowhere.
But now, actually, I started getting into gaming because of my cousin Corey. You know, so he was I always looked up to. So I was always competitive with him. And then, you know, because we used to walk around and go to arcades and stuff. And he was by the bowling alley in the Bronx on Gun Hill Road. So, you know, if y'all know, our stomping ground used to be the Q Lounge. Right there on East Gun Hill Road.
Yep, right next to Gunpost Lanes.
Yeah. So I started doing that. So, you know, with fighting games, that was my thing. That was, to me, I'll get the most competitive edge out of everything was with fighting games. So I will be going to the Q Lounge and Power Comics, because I used to work there also. So that was my stomping grounds. And then
where was Power Comics?
On Arlington Avenue and White Plains Road.
Oh.
That's what I used to run.
Wow.
Yeah.
Say the name of the shop again?
Power Comics.
Power Comics.
Somebody mentioned it on a No Frills podcast.
Oh, they
Somebody
did?
mentioned it.
Power Comics? They might have said Fordham Comics.
Fordham Comics
Yeah,
too.
Fordham- that's
Fordham
Phil's.
Comics.
That's
Phil's.
That's
Phil's.
Phil.
Phil's.
But
Eventually
Power Comics
Phil's,
is something else.
but eventually I made my way down to Chinatown, and then I met that short Asian that changed my life forever.
And who is that short Asian?
Mr. Justin Wong, aka the Wasler.
What year was this?
2001.
Damn. Okay.
2001.
So, but before then, though, right? Because when Marvel 2 came out, you were playing in the Bronx first.
Yes.
Now, God rest his soul. Shout out to my boy Blue Jay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blue Jay used to tell me that you and him had that ill rivalry.
Oh, even back then, I didn't like how he played.
You should hate the way you play.
Shout outs to Bill Wellman.
You should hate the way you play.
Oh, but not, yeah. We were definitely going back and forth, and then then we went to Chinatown, and then we went back together with Frillz, but that's when me and him became really cool, and then you came along, and that was a dream team. Yeah. We were forming, but no, and I remember starting vividly because before ECC 6, that's when I started going to Chinatown.
Before my time.
I started going to Chinatown.
6, boy.
And there was the 100 Hits tournament that Henry Sen hosted. That was the first Marvel tournament I entered, and that's where I got 7th place. I lost to at first I got beaten by Arturo. I didn't know what to do against some Blackheart back then.
Okay.
What were you using?
Respectfully.
What team were you using back then?
I was
Was that the
using.
Doomstorm
I was using.
Cyclops?
I was no. Yeah, I was
that?
using Doomstorm Cable,
Okay.
but I was using Storm on Vertical Typhoon.
Mm-hmm.
So I was using that.
Oh, the little pseudo trap.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot what Arturo had, but it was Storm. It was Storm. No, it was Blackheart Sentinel something. It was probably Commando or Cable, or maybe Doom at the time. But he beat me, and then I fought my way in the losers bracket. I ended up beating Mike D. That's when I started getting known and stuff like that. And then
Shout out to Mike D.
So I did that. So so during that tournament, a few things happened. Y'all remember Sambe Briggs, Omar?
Oh yeah. We
So,
know him well. We talk about him a lot.
So I forgot what Boston player he was playing.
Wow.
So the Boston player had Juggernaut, right?
Oh god.
Okay.
So
You hear these characters, right,
So-
guys?
Yeah.
This is back in the day.
So we thought the match was over. So he put his hand out like this, and as soon as he went like that, he went like head crush. In tournament.
The Boston guy did that?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes, he did.
He got him with that?
Yes, he did.
He said, yo, good games. And then he did, whoa.
He did the head crush.
Oh my god.
So that also happened. And also in that tournament, the 100 Hits tournament, I remember the grand finals was Justin Wong versus Julian from Philly. Shout outs to Philly.
Julian Robinson.
We
Julian
spoke
Robinson.
about him.
So when this happened, this is when Justin first did the Walking Dead Infinite.
Okay, Dead Body Infinite.
Dead Body
Yep.
Infinite. So after that happened, the very next week, I'm sure you can that was banned in tournament.
Oh yeah. When I used to go on SRK, you see the tournament rules. No dead body infinite.
So Justin fucked it up for everybody.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
I mean, it's fair.
He did it on Julian's Blackheart, and after that, it was done. It was done with that.
Chill.
So,
Marvel 2 got
so
some
that
broken
happened,
shit.
and then we went to ECC and stuff like that, and now when ECC happened, that's when Ricky Ortiz, that's when she first came here. Now back then that was like, people are traveling across the country to come play this game, like playing a video game,
right?
Unheard of, especially growing up being black. You out here playing video games?
Mm-hmm. You ain't lying. Yes.
So she came, and she was
had the blonde hair, right?
Yeah, when she had the blonde hair, and the blonde hair. And then she came, and her team back then, she was known for Storm, Cable, Psylocke, or Team Duck. But she was hiding the shit picking MSP. But she was
sandbagging.
Yeah,
sandbagging was heavy back then.
Yes,
listen, man.
Yes,
Save it for nationals was a real thing back then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. People have lost tournament matches because they didn't want to pick their shit because just the potential the person they really wanted to beat, they didn't want it to see. Okay. They have sacrificed that because they had stuff. So yeah. So she came, and then back then she was doing air grabs, unheard of, because back then Marvel was stiff.
Right.
So the reset back then for MSP was you when they come in, the second character comes in, and you make sure you grab them, and you grab them.
Get a little closer to mine.
You make sure you grab them, and then you do crouching short roundhouse hyper grab, launch. And you wait a second, super jump, air grab back to the side.
Classic.
That was a classic MSP reset.
That shit hurt too. You was dead after that. Actually.
Yeah. You was done.
You was dead after that.
Done. And then you run away with Storm. They come close, side blade. That was the MSP meta back then. Shout out to Stanford for being the original Taskmaster, because he took that MSP and got top 3 at ECC the next day.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. He saw that day, picked it, and then almost beat Ricky with it. You did that. That was some good shit.
Yo, what a strategic man, yo.
Yes. Shout out to Kells.
Was like, oh, nah. You gonna beat me with this shit? No.
So that happened, and then
ECC 6. Who beat you?
I don't remember. Probably Boston.
Okay.
Whatever.
And you were still using.
No, at that time I was still soul searching.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. Soul searching in a fighting game is one of the worst things in the world to go through. Because you're like, what can I use? I don't want to use this, and then it's just like I need something better. So I was still stuck. I was at that when I went to the tournament. I picked Storm, Cable, Commando. I got bopped, and I went 0-2. So the rest of it, I was just stream. I was being a stream monster. So back then, you remember the pizza shop?
Yeah.
So in the pizza shop, when that first they had the TV hook up in there. That was the first type. That's the first kind of streaming.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
the TV
in the pizza shop. So we used to watch some.
Oh, so that means they own the pizza shop as well?
Yeah, the pizza shop was in on it.
Oh, okay. I never knew that. Okay.
Yeah, the pizza shop and the Chinese restaurant. Those 3 things, they were
on cahoots and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that happened, and then we'll watch CVS 2, and we'll watch and Marvel. Now during that time, also Ricky was known for what's the girl with the bird? The girl with the bird in CVS 1?
Nakaru.
Oh, Nakaru.
She was ridiculous with Nakaru. I mean, you fall on the floor, Mix City. Mix City.
CVS 2, okay.
So it was CVS 1 actually.
CVS 1, I was about to say, okay.
So she played Justin and they found it. So she fought Justin first in CVS 1.
Okay.
He got bodied. I mean, he walked out. You know how Justin, when he loses, he does that thing to the side. The head shit to the side.
Right.
And, So she got him there. So we were like, damn, it's not looking good. So in Marvel, we doing Marvel. That Marvel tournament was 24 hours. I forgot when it started. All I know is it ended Monday at noon.
My goodness.
Bodies were everywhere. They were in the basketball. Yes, they were in the basketball thing.
Wait. Time out. So you mean to tell me the tournament started with like like in the evening time or some shit?
No, after early. The tournament started early.
No, you said 24 hours. So like it went. Oh yeah, so early the next.
Because it was one of the first.
24 hours. Wow.
It was one of the first tournament. It was one of the first big Marvel tournaments. I think it had over a good amount of people.
And so that's when they was doing everything in one day. Before they broke it up.
Yeah, so everything in one day.
That's why.
Non-stop.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
24
Back then you had to
tournaments.
play with the fatigue. Okay? Okay, that was the real
And then
deal.
y'all had to watch Justin and Ricky?
Yo, bro, we were watching them at the grand finals. We're like this in the corner, like this, watching them like this. Just looking at that shit. So freaking Justin's playing her in the grand finals. No, before that. So Justin loses to Eddie Lee.
Okay.
I forgot how, but then he's going on a tear in the losers bracket, and then Sanford plays Ricky. I forgot what was the score, but it was close. But Ricky ended up winning, and then that's when Justin faces her in the grand finals. Now back then, watching it back then, I thought he was doing something godlike, but when he was super jumping roundhouse, dash down roundhouse. So, but watching it now, when I got older and got more of the game, I was like, now he was really doing option select. He was just really mauling her with roundhouse. Every time he jumped, he'll get an air grab. He'll get an automatic air grab and whatever.
Yeah.
So I was just like, we'll take it. So he won. And then the second set he had her picking other teams.
What team was Justin using?
Magneto, Cable, Cammy.
Okay.
Throwback.
Okay.
Yep.
His team, his signature was the grab in the corner, crouching short roundhouse, standing roundhouse, call Cammy, cannon strike hits, hyper grab again, into so whatever combo. That was just a Wong's thing.
That shit hurts. Actually.
Yeah. He used to hurt. And then so he played her in the grand finals. And then, second to last game, he was just mauling her. She was picking anything, it didn't matter. And then he ended up OCV, and that's when Mike D said, "Oh shit, OCV, one character victory." That's how that was born.
Oh, really? Shout out to Mike D.
Shout out to Mike D.
I told y'all he's still low. I'm still learning shit. 2021.
So that happened. So then after that tournament, we went back. We had Child Fun, whatever. After I woke up and go on SRK, apparently we were throwing ice at Ricky across the thing. Brahim Keys was saying derogatory things or whatever. West Coast wanted to come.
That might be true.
West Coast wanted to come over here and kill him.
That is right.
Wanted to kill
Brahim Keys. Yeah.
But none of that happened. But back then that was a rivalry, and then after that, Justin went to Midwest. He did the trifecta. This shit was like an anime arc. He beat Ricky at ECC, then he beat Alex Valle at Midwest, and then he beat Duck at B5.
Oh, D.
Yeah, he went on and
that was some real. Yeah. I see you.
Yeah.
That's like some real Prince of Tennis shit right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Desmond
Visit
was
them
there.
courts. Visit them courts.
Yeah.
Desmond was there for the big streak, the big walk streak.
Yeah.
When
he beat Duck at B5, it was pure silence in the arcade. All you heard was East Coast cheering, and West Coast was pure silence. Let me tell you something, man. The rivalry back then, y'all couldn't match it. Y'all couldn't match it, man. Y'all could not match it. So it was crazy. So after that he went on a tear. Then coming the next ECC, that's when Seattle came.
ECC 7.
And then shit got different. So no, but it was so funny too, because me and Justin were watching Row. After B5, Duck wasn't playing no more. So we thought Shady K was gonna take over and stuff like that. Shout out to Shady K and Team SD, Genghis, Clockwork. So so Southern Hill Golfland used to have monthlies.
Yes, they did.
So at that time, we thought Shady was gonna do it. So next thing you know, we saw the results. We see him second, and we see Rodolfo Castro first. We're like, who the hell is this? And then we saw the team. Sent Cable, sent Rocket Punch, unheard of at the time, and then Cable, and then Magneto last. So whatever. But then back then, we used to get exclusives. Like you couldn't get to, like if a tournament happened today, you will not see the tournament videos until 2 months from now. Back then.
Damn.
And then you had to download it on the 56K.
Yes.
Facts.
So So me and Justin had the plug to the Southern Hill Golflands finals, and we saw Roe versus Shady K, and he was just doing some weird stuff. Like the thing that stood out for us was in the corner. He was the first one in the corner when you hit the character, when you have Magneto on point and you hit him with cable anti-air and you super jump, square jump, hyper grab Tempest.
Yeah.
He was the first one to do that. Because we were like, why was he doing that? We're like, oh, okay. So once we saw that, we were like, oh, so this is it. So me and Justin started picking this team and stuff like that. We were like, okay, we see the potential. Mm-hmm. So then when Team Seattle came, that was when Kamey got retired. Shout outs to Scott Wong for putting Justin in the loser bracket.
What team did he use?
He used Magneto. Team Seattle love cable drones.
Okay.
They love cable drones.
Okay.
It was point character cable drones. Cable sent. Cable sent another.
Dude, that's true. Seattle
Cable
did play a lot
sent
of
another. They love that shit. So Scott One had Magneto cable sentinel with drones, not Rocket Punch. And Justin had his team. They were up 1-1, and then this is when we realized Cammy was no good. Because you call drones and then you hit Cannon Spike, but Cannon Spike bounced.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like the other thing. So after that, next you know, he started getting shot and he got put in the losers bracket. We were like, oh shit. We thought it was over. Especially because I was the first one to put a Seattle player in the losers bracket. I forgot, what's his name? Thong Nugent?
Thong, yeah.
Thong. Shout out to Thong. So I played him. I played Roe next. I ended up losing the Roe.
What team were you playing back then?
I was playing Magneto, Sentinel, Cyclops. That's when I was finally coming into my own, at least with the Sentinel part.
Okay.
So me and him were up 1-1. He wasn't ready for my Cyclops.
Okay.
Like he wasn't ready for the dash up super kick. If the option select sweep, you try to hit me, I do Gene Splice. He wasn't ready for it. So I remember it was down to the last character, the last game. It was my Cyclops versus his cable, and my Cyclops was coming back. And then I got greedy and I came down with a button and he shot me. I was like, son of a bitch. He definitely been my demon. I have not beaten him in tournament. He has definitely gotten the best of me every time.
Okay.
So that happened. And then Justin lost. He was in the loser bracket. Josh ended up throwing his game to him because back then it was one for all. We'll sacrifice we'll collude when collusion was cool back then.
Type shit.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Every when
and
they came coast to coast.
Yeah, and mind you guys,
I'm
pretty sure you're thinking, but the integrity of the event. No, this is how serious the rivalry was back then. That you wanted your best weapons to go up against each other at the end of the bout.
People will, if Duck was coming over there and he lost and he faced another West Coast player, don't be surprised that West Coast player. Not to say Duck couldn't beat him, but they will throw the match to guarantee the best player has the chance to win it for their side. That's how it was for us back then. So that happened. So then it ended up Justin climbs back to the grand finals to fight Roe. Now Roe, he's in shape. Got a god like Magneto at the time. Cable, Sentinel, ridiculous. Justin just had Storm. But Justin ran away.
He did run.
And then that runaway turned into frustration. And then next thing you know, Roe just started falling into his game. And then Justin just came back and then he did it. After that, I was just like, you're the best ever, bro. I thought you was going to lose. Like these dudes came here to play. And then you know what's so funny? When they saw him, like, we're your biggest fans. Like, we study your shit and whatever. I'm like, there's just some young kids that were just in awe of him, but they were playing ridiculous, doing stuff like that. But with them,
and Roe was your favorite player.
Yeah, definitely. When he started playing Team Roe, I definitely started. When I started playing Team Roe over there, that's how my Sentinel got good because I didn't have, to anybody who wants to play Sentinel, get good with Sentinel, play Team Roe. Because you don't have abusable assists. With that team, you have to rely on your spacing and your moving and your hit timing. That's how you get a good Sentinel.
That's how I got good with Sentinel.
You play that team. So then that happened. So Justin wins. And so fast forward to Evo 2002. Now
Now that's so funny too because back then, so during that tournament, Justin picks MSP. We're telling him don't do this. Don't do this.
You sure that was that's 03?
No, 02.
No, 02? 02?
Because 02, this is when Evo started having the card brackets.
Oh, okay. Oh, so all right. So 01 was
they started. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. That's when it became Evo. In 2001, it was B5. In 2002, that was the first.
Ours?
Huh?
What the hell? Random.
I guess just let him. Yeah, that's just distracted.
Yeah. So freaking no. So in 2001 it was B5. In 2002 that's when it became the first Evo.
Yeah. Fact.
And Justin
MSP.
He was MSP. He was in the blue bracket. He played Spiro.
Wow. Damn, Spiro been around that long?
Yeah.
Holy
He played Spiro. And who was the guy from Puerto Rico?
White Knight.
White Knight. That was supposed to be White Knight's big debut. Bombed. But we'll get into that later. But yeah, so he played Spiro. Spiro was in the blue bracket. Spiro was doing really good, but Justin, he put it out. Then Justin take on Eddie Rojas.
What is the
who?
Combo Fiend.
Oh, Peter Rojas.
My fault, folks. Peter. But yeah, Combo Fiend.
That was 02. Yeah, that's
so,
the fro. That's the man with the fro.
So he barely, Justin's barely making it with MSP. Mm-hmm. So he takes on Combo Fiend. Repulsor Blast.
That shit was blessed inside.
Repulsor Blast.
Weird shit, right? That people ain't used to.
And then when we thought he had him, nigga came and pressing. But I think he came and pressing buttons with Iron Man and hit the Infinite. We were like, if you ever find the video of him winning and then Peter going like this, I passed by the camera with the most saltiest look on my face, like.
Oh yeah, I remember that footage. And you know how I know this vividly? Not even a culture. Just to add to that a little bit, I remember when I was like gaining access to all these videos. That's the first time I was like, "Who the hell is the guy with the froze?" That's Combo Fiend. I thought the name was so freaking sick. He's actually one of my favorite players of all time. So, off of Marvel 2, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So after he beat him, Combo Fiend goes like this, and we're just like, the whole crowd exploding. So
y'all remember that?
So then after that, Justin then loses, and he plays what was that MSP player that beat Sanford?
Jose Garcia.
MSP. Losers bracket. Ooh. I'm scared now, still thinking about it. That's how serious it was. So Justin loses the first game. I remember this. So he's over there staring at the thing. Yo, shout outs again to Josh Bigfoot because he knows how to snap people out of it. So he do that. He went like this. Oh, he picked the wrong character. Start all over. That's good shit. Let's regroup, baby. Let's regroup. So, Justin Wong regroups and he ended up winning. Barely.
He picked MSP?
Yeah, he sucked up.
That's when he ran from him.
So
That's when he ran away. Time over.
So he did that. Now, back then...
Justin.
Well, if you lost, so back then, if you lost in those pools,
yeah.
Yo, I swear to God, the most of my career fighting Justin, I was like this, looking him in the air like that.
Yo, Justin be in the skies, bro.
So freaking yeah. So that happened. So back then, when you beat your pools, whether you win or lose, it reset it. Mm-hmm. They stopped that shit the next time. They didn't have that no more. So he gets that. I was in the green bracket, and I get owned by Potter. Shout outs to Potter. He hit me with he hit me Magneto Cabletron.
And what were you using at that time?
Sentinel Cable Cyclops.
Okay.
So I was still I was sticking with the Sentinel. I was still missing the point character. Mm-hmm. So I lose to him, and then I started making my way during the losers bracket, and then I forgot. I think I played this Arizona player who picked Blackheart with Commando, and that was just it was just beating me. That's probably when I ended up dropping Cyclops and just getting in Santhrax. So that happened, and then entered the purple bracket. You had Sue Mighty, you had Rotron, you had Shady K, you had Sin, and I think you had Quan too.
Oh my God!
Wait. Why were they in the purple bracket? Were they late?
No.
It's just that's killers. Killer season
that's
in that bitch.
crazy, bro.
Killers. So this is when Ro he fought Sue and Shady K. Barely got out of that.
Damn.
Barely got out of them, but he made it. I forgot who was in his bracket, but I know Sin made it out of there. Sin ended up beating Sin ended up beating Quan, I believe.
In a team scrub mirror match?
No, I forgot what the team was, but somehow Sin survived that hell, and he got out of there. And also there was for Bat there was also for ST there was a black bracket that had all the old men. I mean, like Watts, Valet, the who's who were in that black bracket. If you won that black bracket, you might as well win the tournament. That's how tough it was.
That's crazy. He said the purple bracket.
So that was the toughest bracket for Marvel. So I forgot who all qualified. I know it was Ro. I know it was Combo Fiend. Sin, Genghis, Nestor.
Yes, he was in that with the Stone State Cable.
Yes.
Shouts to Nestor.
And who got blown out? Who got upset at that tournament? David Lee got upset at that tournament, and that was a surprise because that was when Southern Hills Golfland was hosting weeklies, and there was single elimination, and he was winning. He was beating everybody, so he was going in as a favorite. But tournament time, he was dropping the ball. He ended up burning out. So then, so come finals day. Nestor he upsets Genghis. Ro he owns Combo Fiend. He started. I think he started Magneto with a rocket punch.
Mm-hmm.
So and then eventually we get to Justin and Ro in the winners finals.
This is still before my time.
Same here.
Before the winners finals. So
that's why I'm all in.
So Justin wins. And then Ro, I forgot who he beat to get back into the grand finals. So then one of the cannons come out and he's like, grand finals is one game.
Oh my God.
This shit was something out of a Vince McMahon, Vince Russo fucking script book.
Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
Montreal Screwjob.
For real, son. So there was the Bulls. So mind you, there's only like 8 East Coast dudes, like a fucking auditorium at West Coast, and we're like, it's like me, Lawrence, Alex, Che, and Josh and Mike D. We're just all together. We're like, and then Flash Gordon, like we're all together. We're like, damn, this is really bad. So it's so funny because he picks Ro picks fucking Rotron and shit. So when he heard that it was one game, my man went straight to Santhrax. I said, and the counter.
Wow.
So he wins the first game. Oh, before that, Justin asks his cannon, he has to beat me twice, right? Then he's like, yeah, I guess he does.
That's crazy.
So he ended up winning the first game. You hear the big pop. So, and then I'm like, oh my God, are you really going to lose this streak like this? Like, are you really going to lose this streak?
And this is when Justin was playing Stormset Psych at this time. Now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But Justin won, Mr. Adapt on the fly. Next game, he peeped the switch. He peeped the raw switch this time and ended up winning. After that, I was like, you cannot tell me he's not the greatest. To win that under that kind of pressure is crazy. Unbelievable.
That's crazy.
But unbelievable. Oh. But y'all, that was one of the craziest things that happened during all the history of Evo. Like just to happen, and that was time constraints. And that's when after that, that's when they started doing pools and things better, and shit started happening on Friday instead of things on Saturday and stuff like that. But yeah,
because when I came, it wasn't no 24-hour joints. It was a weekend thing.
Friday
was usually team tournament.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday was singles, and
the
then,
whole shebang. Yep.
And then like top 16 was on Sunday. Like that, it wasn't top 8. It was like usually down to top 16, maybe even top 32 sometimes. Back then.
Yeah.
I just know Sunday there was still a lot of games to be played,
and
we used to start in the morning, and it used to get freaking crazy at like crazy dark at night, and that's how long we was playing.
Exactly. And honestly, you have some of the best matches in them bathroom TVs. Them hotel room bathroom TVs had some of the best Marvel you will ever see from all sides. and stuff like that.
So by 2003, Justin was a champion, but B5 and Evo 2002, and you and him y'all were like traveling partners, like y'all, you know what I mean, like y'all was stomping.
Yeah, he used to.
Y'all was going on a nice little tear.
Yeah, he used to hit me up. Be like, yo, you want to go to Philly? We're out. You want to go to Texas? Yeah, sure. Mom, I'm going to Philly though. But,
You gotta lie.
Like, and he was doing his own thing, but during that time, I was in and out of New Jersey. Like every week, going to Denellen and playing. You was there, Chris, when you started coming. Man. I had more pull in Denellen than Justin Wong did. That's how much I was in there.
Facts. So let me put y'all on, right, about 2003 when I came on the scene and I got mixed up with these hooligans, right? So 03 I came on the scene, like I said, him and Lawrence pretty much befriended me, and I mean, come to find that I traveled all the way to Chinatown. I feel like I'm out of my element. I see hood dudes, black dudes, Hispanic people,
right?
I'm like, we from Bronx. I'm like, the fuck? All the way down here, you from the Bronx too? He said, yeah, I'm from the Bronx. I'm like, oh shit. I don't got a long ride on the train by myself no more. You know what I mean?
No.
I do. I always had the dolly ride. I'll go to the station with them. They'll go on the tour, and then I'll transfer and shit.
Yeah.
That was my rotation, because I live in Dykeman and shit like that. So, but there was no powerhouses in Dykeman. I was the only guy. You know what I'm saying? So,
the only guy.
But yeah, that was ass.
So I first was playing with Lawrence. That first night after CF one time, I went to Lawrence's crib. We was playing. He had a green goblin, and that's when I had my freaking my stick, the first one with the concave buttons, right?
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just like, damn, like these dudes is pretty cool. You know what I mean? I knew nothing about competitive fighting games. You know what I mean? Like, I just started playing the top tier team, so I'm playing Lawrence. I kid you not, Lawrence was playing Team Combo Fiend. I got 50 streaked.
I remember.
I was getting 50 streaked, 50-0, like on multiple occasions. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Why can't I win? He's like, Lawrence, like, I know what to do. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what do you do? He's like, she gotta play. You gotta play. You know what I mean? In this situation here, trying not to fall for this. But okay, good. So then, like, it turned into right. So then it turned into some sessions, you know what I mean? And Desmond is coming over too, you know what I mean? And Lawrence and Desmond going at it. Like, Desmond was the best, you know what I mean? But Lawrence getting his wins on Desmond. I'm in here getting fucking ping pong back and forth. I'm getting snide between the two. I'm on and off, and then I'm watching. I'm on and off. I'm like, damn.
Now, at that time when you came in, right, when this is what I want to know. So when that happened, right, so like you get off the game, right, and then they get on. Was the can I get one more was happening, and did you have to hold that like heavy?
Nah.
He didn't even ask.
Nah, yeah. I wasn't worried.
No. He wasn't asking back then.
I was humble.
And honestly,
humble Ellis.
And honestly, that didn't happen until people actually had a legit rivalry. Yeah. Like, yo, can I have one more? Like, when dudes had like, beef between each other.
Right.
So then, like, Desmond is playing, Lawrence is playing, and they both got like, and then, you know what I mean? They talking to me and telling me, listen, don't worry, like, you're gonna have these periodic power-ups and stuff like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? What's a power-up? You know what I mean? So then I finally went to my first tournament in CF, and you know what I mean, like, they in my corner. It felt good. I had my dudes in my corner. You know what I mean? I played the crib, like, all right, come on, Christian, let's do your thing. So I played Mike D. And listen, as a beginner, you know what I mean? You're not gonna know how to fight Cable, especially when the game is 3 years in and that whole Cable phase, Blackheart phase was over. You know what I mean? When you come late, people picking some better shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I can attest to that.
But if you don't know how to fight that shit, you're gonna get your shit lamed the fuck out of shot. So I'm playing Mike D, and somebody whispers in his ear. You know what I mean? Because everybody had it. He said, okay, so Mike D is a Storm set player, right? My man Mike D gets on the game and plays Team Scrub. I look to the right at Desmond. Desmond was like, Wow.
Y'all dead ass said that. I said he took it there. I'm like, y'all are slimy.
Yo, and then that was crazy. Fuck that. The person who whispered in Mike D's ear was Josh Wickfall.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, he is the catalyst.
So I played Mike D, right? Smoked. Boss ass. Can't get in. I think I got double CV, right? So I go outside. I'm salty, right? Boom. Yo. I felt like I got cheated.
Okay.
I'm outside. I'm freaking crying like a little bitch to death. Not tears, but like, you know, I'm complaining. I'm like, yo, he don't even play Team Scrub. Like, well, that's not fair. He just picked that against me. That's was like, yo, listen. There's no honor in this shit. Like, you either learn how to fight this shit or that's it. I'm like, but he plays Storm Sentinel. Like, I was supposed to fight that. I'm supposed to beat that. I could play with that. I did a lot better.
Right.
I'm like,
yo, you call, yo, that's like telling, this is the real world, son.
Yeah.
This is the real world, son.
I felt like Hoyt in fucking Training Day.
Yeah.
When Alonzo was talking to me, he's like, this is the way it is. I'm sorry I had to expose things.
Yo, let me tell you something. Anybody I teach in Marvel, they know I do not sugarcoat nothing.
That's what's like, yo, listen. It's a tournament. Like, if you got a week, that's your fault. That's what, and that niggas consoling me like, yo, listen, I had to go through it too. I was getting shot. I ain't want to hear that shit. You was getting shot. You ain't getting shot now. I'm getting shot.
Listen, man.
Damn, I'm glad I ain't
and you know what's so funny? Shout outs to Javier, man, the leader of the Decepticons, because he used to counter me all day and he used to hide his buttons like this. And I used to get mad. I'm like, oh, you're going to counter me. It got to the point. It got to the point. That's part of the reason why I used to start Sentinel on point. Because I'm just like, oh, you want to counter me? Fine. I used to put the button right here to let you know I'm picking him. Pick who you want. Because once I beat it, it's over.
Yo,
that's how I got it.
I never really thought of, not to cut you off, my brother. I never thought about that. You came in here so fresh-faced.
Oh, yes.
That you ain't even know the concept of matchups.
No.
That's cool. No, that's cool. That's a natural reaction. Cause I'm not gonna lie. When I watched a lot of film before I jumped into CF, so I understood the concept of like, oh, okay, this is. So I see why he's doing this. I see why he's doing that. You know what I mean? Obviously, I understand the combos and the routes and what they was thinking, but in terms of just team dynamics, I understood. I'm like, okay, he's picking Cable on Sentinel. He's picking.
I see. No.
Shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm playing with Lawrence and Dez, and they beat me with whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
So they're not countering me. They just playing whatever team.
Right.
And they play multiple teams. You know what I mean?
Like that.
So I'm just like, you know, he just fucking me up. Like, that's what it is. You know what I mean? But I know I'm watching Mike D throughout the tournament. He's not picking that shit on nobody else.
You're right.
Bro.
But he get to me.
That's the grime. That's the grime.
So then further
to Mike D.
So then further along, right? You know, because like I said, I came on again. I'm fighting Team Roll, Santhrax, MSP. You know what I mean? Further down, I run into Eric. My man Eric goes like this, spins around the joystick, trying to decide on who he picks. This motherfucker went straight to Blackheart.
Oh.
I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, why am I fighting this shit? Who playing this shit? And then niggas like, oh, he picking that shit. Oh, that shit ain't good no more. It's good against me. It's good against me. So then he's like, I'm like, I cannot fucking get in. I'm getting frustrated as hell. That cat is annoying. I'm getting clipped by demons. I'm sitting there trying to. I'm missing dashes.
He why your shit?
Yeah. I'm getting hit with. And you know Eric burn meters. So as soon as he get a ball, he throw ice under super instantly. I'm taking everything, and then he right back to the bullshit. Bust ass. Yeah. So I'm like this. I'm just outside now, and that's as long as like, yo, listen. I mean, like, not for nothing. You missed 3 years of this shit. Like, you wasn't around for this shit. Niggas had to deal with this shit.
Bro,
I was like, yo, this shit is crazy.
I'm a big.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When y'all want to get good in Marvel, you have to go through at least 2 years of getting shot.
Yeah.
Because then you will know how to call your assists properly and not to overexert yourself.
Yeah.
Cable will teach you how to play this game.
I'm telling him and Law, they will, and like Justin later on, right? But him and Law, I'm gonna tell you probably the best mentors I ever had in this game. If they wasn't in my corner, I probably would have quit the game. No lie, because it took me like like 2 years to be able to actually compete with them to where like I was confident that I can get some wins. Because it was just straight bust ass because they were that far ahead. So like I could get a win here and there, but then like it took me 2 years to be like, okay, all right, now I could go toe to toe. Now I have a better understanding of the game, right? And then like truth be told, Desmond is the reason why I started playing Team Matrix. I first was playing Storm, Cable, Sent, and then Justin was like, you know, you should flip around Cable and Sentinel. I was playing that order because the primary thing was point character, battery, meter burner, assist. So like naturally, you're putting Cable second because he burns the meters. So then he's like, just switch it around. I'm like, why? He said, because then you get to do the DAC. I'm like, what is a DAC? He said, a delayed hypercomp. I'm like, okay, what's so good about that? He was like, yeah, if you get 2 bars, you can DAC and you take mad damage, and most of the time you get a kill. I said, but then like I'm not playing Cable really. He's like, nah, trust me, it's better. So I'm like, all right. So then I'm playing that shit, and I'm still having a hard time because Cats is picking MSP and picking Thrax, and it's just getting capped out. I'm like, damn, like, and then that's like, like, I'll be honest with you, like, that's really not that good of a team. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, so what could I play? You know what I mean? So that Justin is like, oh, you could play Commando. I'm like, no, I won't play Commando. Everybody play Commando. I won't play it. It's boring. It's corny, right?
To be different.
So then Desmond was like, you could pick Cyclops. I used to play that team. I was like, Cyclops? He's like, yeah, Cyclops. And he's like, and he's actually a character.
Yes,
so
I did say that.
So I was like, I said, okay. I was like, all right, I'll give this thing a try. So then I'm playing Cyclops. Then I start putting the colors together. Then the Matrix movie came out, and then I started calling that team Matrix based on like the characters in the Matrix. You know what I mean? Storm was the Oracle, was Trinity. Sentinel was the Architect, and Cyclops was the One. And because of the colors I was playing, so then lo and behold, the name stuck, right? So that's my team. Hold on, Justin. So that's my team, right? So now I'm just rocking out, and then like Desmond, I'm rolling with him from tournament to tournament now, right? Because now after I pop my cherry, I'm feeling good about playing the tournaments now, stuff like that, and I'm just like, Desmond is like the captain of the crew. That's when we kind of started forming the syndicate, and Rasan came.
Yes.
And Rasan was playing Spiral. You know what I mean? And Desmond trained Rasan. He really molded his Sentinel. That's why we call him Master Mode. So Desmond put Rasan through what we call Hell on Earth training.
Let me tell you something, folks. Like, he came up here the first time from Baton Rouge, and he was playing us, and he came here to train because he thought I wasn't that good. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So he's trying to get his Sentinel up. I'm playing him, and then one time he's at my house, and I am beating his ass, and I hit him with a Sentinel combo, and he just put his head down. He said, yo, this is hell on earth. I stopped playing, and I just started laughing. And truth be told, when people come train for me, for real, like when you sit down with me and you really train, that's what it is actually called. It's not to toot my own horn or anything like that, because I'm gonna play you like I'm playing grand finals like, all the time, and I'm coming at you. I don't fear assist.
He does it.
Yo,
When people would be like, oh, why? When people would be like, yo, I got that character. So, what's that supposed to mean? But you're supposed to. I'm not supposed to nothing. I'm supposed to fuck you up. That's what I'm supposed to do. Like that's, and to me, that's how I always play, because that's my mentality. Why should I be? You're not gonna. If I fear your assist, that means you're gonna control the match.
Slovakia.
Yo, let me tell you guys. This shit is gonna sound cheesy as fuck, but Desmond to me had the image and aura of like All Might. When he was in the tournament, no lie, when he was in the tournament, because he has like the will to win. He might not always be the best technically, but he has the will to win, and he will shit to happen. So when he's in the tournament, I'm watching him play, and I'm like, damn, everything is cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no outsider is gonna win this tournament because Desmond is here. Like, you know what I mean? On some shit like that. So I'm going tournament to tournament. You know what I mean? Some tournaments I'm doing pretty good. You know what I mean? He's giving me the nod of approval. If Desmond and Lawrence gave me the pat on the back, that meant the world to me. I felt good about it. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, I really didn't care about what nobody else said. If they was like, yo, you know what I mean? That was good. You know what I mean? You went 2-2, like, good shit. I was like, okay. As long as they give me the approval, right? So when I tell people, like, I've been in the freaking front lines with this man with multiple teams, and I say this a lot about Sentinel players, right? And it's not to knock on people that just play Sent Cap, right? But when I think about a lot of Sentinels that are considered like, okay, guy like Sentinels, like for the whole career, they play straight Sent Cap. I was on the front lines with this man, winning with Matrix, Sentinel first, winning with Team Row, Sentinel first. You know what I mean? And winning with Santhax. So I've seen him playing Sentinel on point against everything fighting the bad matchups, everything. You know what I mean? He went to the break. He was consistently winning the break to the point where I remember he went to the break and Justin Wong went to the break and he got a better bracket and a bye over Justin Wong. I was like, what the hell kind of shit is that?
So, you know, during the break, when San would come with me, and then he'll be my rival. And then after a few weeks, Rasan will be like, he'll start complaining. He'll like, why I gotta fight 4 people to get to winners finals and you only gotta fight 2? And I said, politics, baby. I'm like, I'm like, I used to be in your shoes. I used to have to fight 30 people.
Earn your keep.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
2 people, I'm there. Now you gotta see me.
Earn your keep.
Yeah, and Desmond is the reason why Rasan stopped playing Spyro and he started playing Santhrax.
Oh, you still broke down.
Yes.
Listen.
And then Rasan probably had the second best Sentinel, aside from like Sanford and shit like that. You know what I mean? Second best Sentinel in New York because he called this shit K-Pax. You know what I mean?
Shout out to my man Rasan. ORG.
But yeah, like Desmond was like one of the best like tournament players that I've seen, like with these 2 eyes. You know what I mean? Like in terms of not just majors, but like locals just dominating. You know what I mean? People come out of town. Josh Wong came to CF one time. I didn't know who he was. Desmond played him in the grand finals. He was like, yo, Chris, watch. Smooth as Sentinel. Said it just like that. I'm watching Josh Wong is smooth spit flying flies, right? I'm like, damn, this dude is pretty fucking good. He gets to the grand finals. Desmond plays him, and he beats him like 4-2. Like, it's not bust ass, but convincing.
Clean.
Like
clean.
yeah.
Yeah,
like
clean,
not
clean,
on some
clean.
like 3-3 shit like, oh, I could have went either way. Like
Nah.
he beat him straight. I'm like, damn. I'm like, so everybody that comes over that's good from another place, Desmond is still beating them. So I'm like, damn, like, yo, he's showing me like how you're supposed to be a tournament player and how you keep your composure in a tournament.
It's experience, man.
Right? Yeah.
It's experience, man.
One thing I always
man.
stress about players is keeping your cool.
Yep.
You know, right now I'm training one of my mans right now on online Marvel because that's all I can play right now. And I'm trying to teach him because he plays MSP to keep his cool. If y'all don't keep y'all cool when y'all playing, you're gonna overexert yourself. You're not gonna be optimal in situations, and then the only thing you're trying to do is trying to take damage instead of doing an optimal combo. Like you're so, and then also when you're so nervous, you're gonna be too surprised to get the hit, so you're not gonna react and respond.
This is
you
crazy, man. Yo, so Desmond's one of those guys that actually beat the bad habits out of me. He's actually one of those guys. Because around the time I was playing Desmond, I was a Scent Cat player, but I kind of wanted to find my own MSP. In terms of
I
being,
was a little hurt, but I understood.
you know what it was? It's because a lot of what MSP had at the time, what I compared it to was N1 basketball. Because I used to watch a lot of I used to play a lot of street ball back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So like, the mix-ups, just the mix-up aspect, just made me really think about crossovers and all that shit. So you know when you saw Hot Sauce did the fucking the what was it? The boomerang the first time?
Yeah.
Yo, that shit inspired. Yo, I swear to God, this is crazy. It might not relate, but if you feel me on this, you feel me on this. When I saw the boomerang, that gave me more inspiration to be different with MSP.
No, that
That shit is crazy. It's crazy.
No, it's not crazy. It's relatable. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
This is why we say, you know, battle rap and Marvel too specifically, but you know, fighting in general, they go hand in hand. That competitiveness and stuff like that. Like yo, even when I watch basketball, I mean, like I watch their psychology and how they things. That I'm like, I try to apply that to the game.
I'm the same way.
I try to apply that to the game. Like I even watch certain fighters. And I'll be like, yo, how you control the matchup,
bro? And you know, you
So I gotta learn how to do this.
basketball is pretty dope. So like that's just an example, right? With Scent Cat, right? Obviously, Scent's the point guard with the ball in this case, right? You use Cap as the screen.
Yeah.
That's basically what Cap is. He's the screen. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with MSP. You throw MSP out there, you throw Psylocke out there in danger. They try to punish Psylocke, and then you know you get a punish right back. You know what I mean? That's
he's my wall. He's my barrier. He's my combo extender, or he's to stop you. You know. And then it's like, yeah. Then the thing is like, you know, the thing is to be nice in the fighting game is really, really hard. Because in order you to be nice in the fighting game, it means you have to be consistent. And then anybody can have a good few tournaments, but how are you looking 6 months from now?
Yeah.
How are you looking at the next Evo?
You know, and I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of like the route. What you're explaining is what I went through with Marvel 2. So again, I went to the MSP route, right? And this is when I started really introducing myself to low health characters. Because remember, I used to play Team Scrub and shit like that. They was kind of husky. They was healthy. And at the time, motherfuckers wasn't really one-touch killing like that. You know what I mean? But, yeah. Then I bump into this guy, because I played him in a couple of times. You know what I mean? The arcade, he's bodying my shit. You know what I mean? But I was learning my second cat from somebody. I had somebody for reference, especially like I'm there. So this when I went to MSP and I started playing them and shit in the tournaments and casually, I was losing life real fucking fast. So I would take them long-ass train rides back and I'm like, shit, yo, like, my storm sucks. Like, I was thinking about shit like that. I was like, my Magneto's okay. I got the tricks, but I ain't really landing the tricks. there's no landing there. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to earn my shit. So, you know, I was still getting a couple of ass beats and shit. But then I started to get it more and more as I started playing, you know, Desmond and other people, of course. Especially Eric. Well, actually, Eric's like the catalyst of like why I actually started beating you.
Yeah.
Cause like now that I had the point of reference, cause y'all both had similar styles. He was lame. The only difference was that you was just more aggressive. Yeah. But the same rule applied. You know what I mean? So that's when I kind of gained the patience and started really learning like the matchups and shit. Yeah. And this is around the time I started playing MSS. Cause I removed Psylocke to put Sentinel just to have a little more health involved and shit. Yeah. And then that's when I started getting better with Sentinel again. Cause like going back to another character after like years of not playing it, I understand the game more. So I'm like, oh shit, okay. My Sentinel's better now. You know what I'm saying? So, but I was still getting my shit stomped up. But this is when I started beating Desmond in tournament with MSS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a team. Back then, that was a team for me. Yeah. That was a team for me.
So I was like, okay. And then this is when we had our little rivalry shit at the time, Dead Cell versus Syndicate. You know what I'm saying? You had me, Smooth Viper, Jimmy the Beast, Blue Jay, may rest in peace, you know what I mean? Versus the Syndicate at this time. It was Desmond, Matrix, Mike Infinite, Mega Man Steve, the Lawman. Who you have? Fashawn, Fernando.
He was the grunt.
Listen, man, he ain't the grunt. Wow. Shout out to Fernando. The game, baby. The game.
Wait. Hold up.
The game.
Hold up.
Desmond called him Gruntizzle.
That's the name I knew him for. You know what I'm saying? But it was the game. You know what I'm saying? And I shout out to my man, the game, because. You know, when the big boys was rocking in the front, that's the guy I was kind of playing in the small cabinet.
He was a training dummy.
He was I wouldn't say he was dummy. He was good, but like I know when I was beating him, I was like, okay, I'm getting better. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, he's over I'm over the hump of this guy.
One thing I will say about Fernando though, I wish you did play Marvel though, because you actually had natural hit timing with
He did. Fernando was actually okay.
He had
good cable, good Sentinel.
He had natural hit timing with that. If he really stuck with, he could have done something.
But yeah, so like coming up. Going up against guys like Desmond, he literally conditioned me to be a better player. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, man.
Listen, man,
that shit is crazy. Like, looking back at it, I mean, I always told you, you know what I'm saying, I give you high praise for the longest, you know what I'm saying? So like, but yeah, just to touch up and piggyback on what you're saying, yeah, man, it's all about experience and just consistency.
Yeah, because I'll never forget back then when the rivalry was big. I didn't know how bad it was until one Friday they got us all. They beat me, they beat Mike, they beat Chris. And then Eric's like, yeah, that's what y'all get. Cause y'all, I'm like, what? They were like, cause y'all always get that. We finally getting you. I was like, excuse me?
Mind you. I'm the humble guy. I wasn't saying
he's just quiet. But he's not in the
He's in the cut with the Mickey Mouse durag. Like,
yo, he's in the cut like, yo, like straight goon status. Like,
I wasn't saying shit. Eric talking.
And then me, Infinite, and Chris are like, oh, okay.
Yo,
all right.
Yo, Desmond started calling us the stick-up kids.
These two stick-up kids.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all come in here running up in my spot, like.
Yeah, man. Shit got epic after that, man. Oh my god.
And then
so
it's funny because back then people would be like, they used to go, how Yipes got so good. They thought he played Justin. He thought he played Justin and Sanford. I know. He was playing me, Chris, and Mike every week out. Because here's my theory when it comes to fighting games. Like, you don't need to fight the best player. You know, it's good. You could find two people, because the way I got good beginning was playing Lawrence. Lawrence wasn't Lawrence. I was a little bit better than Lawrence, but what helped me with Lawrence is that Lawrence was he know how to play multiple teams.
Yeah.
And then when I was playing him, I say to myself, okay, if I feel like I'm better than you, I should be beating. Let's say we'll go with 10. If I feel like I'm better than you convincingly, for me, it should be 10-4. Under 5. Under 5 is convincing. 10-7 means I just won. 10, anything after that, it could have been anyone's game. The way how the flow of certain matches go in certain fighters. Thanks. But for me, like, I don't need to play Justin. I don't need to play Sanford. Like, I could play, I'll play Chris or Lawrence, because they're good enough, they're solid enough. And And if I tell them things, okay, we're fucking up here. We gotta do this here, and you know. And then even as I'm playing right now, I'm playing. I'm not playing people. I'm playing myself. I'm like, I see how you play. I go in there. Okay, I gotta go do this. Now if I mess up here, you come in. I'm like, no, I lost here because he would have killed me here. So that counts as a loss, even if I win this match.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's how I play. And honestly,
you're looking at the most optimal situation.
Exactly. That's how you get good without always having competition. Because not everybody has a player pool like a Cali, Midwest, or New York. So you know it's always best to get yourself a training partner, a training partner who's willing to who's humble enough to learn and who's trying to play the game, not trying to win. Remember that, trying to learn the game, not trying to win. Because that's how, to me, that feels a lot of people's problems why they get stagnant.
I'm gonna be honest. I'll be a testament to that. You know how many second places and third places I was seeing for a hot minute, but the thing was, I was never paying attention to the win. I was always paying attention to how good am I getting. Because the first obstacle, right, that I see when I'm in a tournament is who's the person, right?
Yeah.
And then I just think to myself, I try to ground myself, like, am I better than this guy? Well, we'll find out. That's how it is, right? Mm-hmm. But I never really thought of like, can I beat him or whatever the case is. It's just like, can I stay toe to toe with him? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then obviously the reward would be the W. Because I literally, dude, I never even knew. This is how innocent I was to shit, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't even know what the fuck was a top 8. I didn't know it was winners, finals, losers. What tournament was that I was playing, bro? You was like, yeah, you got to play 4 games here in the finals.
I forgot.
There was a bro. I didn't even know. This is the first time I make it to grand finals. And
this dude is so humble. He was just like, huh? I got to go here? Set up here, plug here? Like, yeah.
And I'm like, I make it to my first grand finals. I think it might have been against Josh.
No, it was.
Was it? Might have been a Wickfall?
Yeah, it was Wickfall.
So at the break or something, I didn't even know what the fuck. Like, I didn't know it was that many games. Like, obviously, when you see a tournament match, you just see the clear winner after a couple of sets.
Yeah.
But I never experienced the grand finals. So I'm like, yo, like, how many games? And mind you, this is quarters. So I'm like, yo, how much money I need? So type shit like that, you know what I mean? So it's just crazy. But that's just a testament to what he just said. Like, I was never paying attention to the win. It's just gradually, I just started making it farther and farther. And then I just started paying attention. Oh, shit.
And, you know, honestly, it's like, you know, people, I feel people, they pay attention to the losses, but, you know, they don't pay attention to their wins also. And, you know, I think pay attention to your wins is very important because you guys see yourself, well, how am I winning? Am I making them mess up? Or I'm capitalizing off their mess up.
Yep.
Now, if you're capitalizing off their mess up, that's still a good shit because you're taking advantage of it. But it's just like you can't always win that way. Mm-hmm. So it was just like, because you know, even when I'm beating somebody, I'm never. The thing is, you never try to be complacent.
Never.
Don't ever be complacent.
Never.
Because you can always sharpen yourself. And you know what I'm saying. So even when I win, because you know, even when I win, I never looked at my matches I win. I did. I'm like, no. I started looking at them now lately.
Oh, like, that was cool back in the day, shit. Yeah, I got you.
But it's like back then when I was in tournament mode, I never looked at my matches. I'm just like, I don't play like that no more.
Yeah,
I'm moving forward.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Listen, man.
Then when people be like, oh, you downloaded me what I was last week. That don't count.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
But yeah, man, that's.
But it's like.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like, you know, that should be for a tournament player today. That should be their focus. Is the mental. Who cares if you can? I mean, I met so many good players who could do everything, who had all this shit. It don't matter if you don't have the will to win.
Right.
I think the problem now, though, you could probably agree with this. We had this conversation a couple of times. Nowadays, and you know, I'm not even here to talk with some dusty shit because the real talk, it's not like I left the game and like I come back and then I see shit for what it is. No, I literally been in the beginning since the hole in the wall to where it's at now. You know what I mean? Yeah. One thing that I have noticed from a lot of players is they really give a fuck about their little Hollywood status or whatever the case is. Now, when I say Hollywood, I mean, I've been to Hollywood in LA. That shit is terrible. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm like, holy shit, I'll never live there. You know? No disrespect to LA or nothing like that, but I've been there. Mind you, when I was young, I always thought that shit was like glitter and stars. And that wasn't it when I went there. But anyway, but the point I'm trying to make is people care about their image too much, and because they care about their image, now naturally you want to be respectful and people know you as like a cool guy, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? You don't want to come out as a dick or whatever. But the fact that you really care about your image, it actually deters you from actually getting better. Yeah, in the game because you're so worried about, man, what if I lose to this guy, my fucking stock drops, or if I lose to this guy, you know what I mean? You know, you can't worry about those are distractions. Yeah,
distractions.
Facts.
Distractions. You know, and honestly, if you care about your image, I'm not trying to knock you, whatever, because honestly, you never had it before.
Yeah.
So you don't know what to do. So you're not to say you don't, but it's something new. So you're gonna do it. You're gonna feel how you feel. I remember when I was big time and stuff like that, and I had a name known and stuff and whatever, and it was new for me. You know, because it's, and it was bigger for me because back then when I first started, I was known as Justin's sidekick, instead of actually being his friend. Like, you know, I was a legit friend. Like, you know, we went places together. Like, I went to his high school graduation.
Damn,
all
really?
that.
People saying that?
We did.
Yeah.
Me, this man, and Lawrence.
That's
went to
crazy.
Justice High School
When I first
graduation.
seen you and Justin, I'm like, oh, they homies.
Let me tell you
You know what
something. You know, back then people were just really cruel. Like if you run, they thought I was just kissing his ass and whatever. I had to make my own name for myself. And the next thing you know, people see me like, oh, that's Desmond. Not Justin and his little, no, that's X. You know, and everything like that.
Hell yeah.
So you know, when I tell people, you know, like, you know, when I say tough skin or anything like that, it's just that that's what it is. It's a competitive thing, and then people in this community now, they expect everything to be nice. It's like, no, fighting games are an emotional thing. Yep. People can get emotional and things will happen.
Yep.
But that's part of the process. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, back then, Sam used to tell me straight, I sucked. I mean, he's like, I'm like, oh really? I suck now.
It was raw.
I suck now, and then when I beat him, I'm like, yeah. Like that's how it is. And you know what I'm saying? I never backed down from that. And then when I fought better people in tournament, it never made me nervous. I just got excited because I was just like, exactly. Like move, because one thing I realized, when you're too busy worrying about who you're gonna play or how you're gonna do, you already lost.
Facts.
You already lost. And then that's when I realized when some people could beat certain players. Like when nobody's beat good players, it's because they're not paying attention to who they are. They're just playing. So like, how did they beat you?
Yep.
So that's how you gotta do
Yes,
it.
sir.
So it's just like, I look at it, I'm saying, I tell everybody, I don't think y'all suck, but you're in my way while I'm on my way. That's how I gotta treat you. Because if I treat you like you can, not to say you can't beat me, but I treat you like I can't do nothing to you, I'm gonna lose.
Bro, I look at everybody as a threat. Like, obviously, you know a couple of guys like, I'm gonna smoke them. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain people that you just gotta be like, yo, I don't know shit. Let me just see what's going on. I mean, I kind of got that experience in Marvel 3, really. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something, man. Like, just to give you an example of this sort of shit. When I was coming up in Marvel 3, people already automatically thought I was going to be a god in the game.
Because of the easy execution barrier.
You know what I'm saying?
The
Like,
low execution barrier.
people already thought I was going to be a god in the game, right? No, that was not the case. I had a soul search. I had to pretty much start from scratch all over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From going from one engine to another, you know. And this is the first time I experienced it. It's like, okay, I played Street Fighter 5, sure, but that was kind of like an easy transition. I found what I was comfortable with, understood the game a little more, and that was it. And I still kind of represented myself with like Bison, Russian now, Abel, mixing, whatever. But this whole other shit is different. You know what I mean? So I was literally getting shitted on from Twitter, social media. It's like, oh man, Yipes is washed up. Shit, hell, even my own crew. You know what I mean? He rest in peace. My man Remix. You know what I mean? And Jago. You know what I mean? And I use this as an example because I'm pretty sure a lot of people at home probably dealt with this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was like coming up. But just to give you a little story. So I'm coming up in Marvel 3. I'm getting washed. Right? I'm like, damn, like I'm getting fucked up. Like I'm still getting the hang of this shit. I'm figuring it out, whatever the case is, right? And you know, Nelson and Jago. Nelson was good in Marvel 2. Jago was ass. No, but Nelson was good in Marvel 2, but he wasn't really placed in the top because, you know, there was so many killers at the time. You know what I mean? So when Marvel 3 came out, they was on it's a new sheriff in town type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are old news, we're new news. You know what I'm saying? You had Jago and Nelson going everywhere, whatever the case is, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So like, I'm going to ciphers with them and shit. They started shitting on me a little bit. Like, yo, bro, like, you're not that good. There's no MSP here. Shit like that. They're talking crazy. So I'm like, okay, cool. So that motivated me actually to get better, right? But now in the process, I respected all of my opponents going into that mind state. Like, all right, I'm gonna get better, right? So everybody's nice. That's how I'm gonna have to look at it. You know what I mean? And I'm only saying this because I was so used to dominating. Obviously, there was a few exceptions, but I was so used to dominating in Marvel 2 that I didn't really worry too much of people until I bump into guys like obviously Desmond, you know, Justin, Sanford, you know, like Chunk, Schmidt, you know what I mean? A couple of people, you know what I'm saying? But so now in Marvel 3, I'm moving forward. I'm getting better. Now I get nicer. You know what I mean? And then I had the last laugh because then I started winning majors and shit. And then I literally looked at Jago and Nelson and I was just like, you remember all that shit y'all was talking back in the day? What's up now? How you like the apples, guys? You know what I mean? And this one, they was considering me like I'm a god at Marvel 3. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, to be honest.
So,
with you, but yeah, that's an example.
So tell us, what's your favorite tournament win? You don't got to win the tournament. It could have been just a match of playing somebody.
Ooh, tournament win. Now you would think it's Evo, even though like I guess me winning Evo like raised my stock. But I used more of Evo that when like we dominated West Coast. So it was a win in my book regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got to the finals of Justin, I really didn't care. Well, I cared about winning, sure, but it was more so I wasn't really, my focus wasn't to go in there and win Evo. My focus was to just wash West Coast. You know what I mean? And I did that pretty good. From money matches to the tournaments, you know what I mean? My homies came up on me on certain matches, you know what I mean? Which is dope.
05, I saw them videos. You was definitely ka-chinging them.
Yeah, no, this is 07. I was like 07, yeah. We went in there with the sole goal. This is when old top 8 was mostly East Coast. It was me, it was Brandon, it was Sanford, it was Eric. Who else was there?
The 05?
No, 07.
Oh,
so we're talking about favorite wins. We're talking about favorite wins.
Everybody was pretty much there.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Everybody was pretty much 07, yeah.
But the top 8 was taken over. Oh, yeah, Smooth Viper was up there.
Who was in top 8?
Yeah, it was me, Demon Hio, Sanford, Justice, Smooth Viper. And that was supposed to be the team. Remember we were supposed to do the 5-on-5 that year?
I think Schmidt.
Yeah, Schmidt was in there.
No, Schmidt, Potter, and Fnatic.
All
right, but remember, that was the year that was going to be the 5-man team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So freaking, then we washed them. All of a sudden, the 5-on-5 don't happen. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's what I took from that is that we dominated. And that was one of my favorite ones because, yeah, my stock went up. And it's good to have a chip under your belt, you know what I'm saying? Those are considered like NBA rings, you know what I mean? But my favorite win, I would have to say Redemption, man. I would have to say Redemption. The reason why is because not only did I have to beat you, first off, the competition was fierce. Justin and Sanford wasn't even in the top 3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa. Right. Fuck, you don't really hear that shit like that. That's rare. You know what I mean? So the top 3 was obviously Desmond. Should have been second place, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Desmond third, Schmidt second, and then obviously I won the tournament. But I would have to say that was it. That was it. Redemption. Only because obviously I lost to Schmidt in 08, and I had to hold the L for a year. That was a humbling year. I had to hold because I had to hear it from everybody.
2 years.
Yeah. Oh my God, I had to hit it from everybody.
He came to the next season's beatings, and he's like, Schmidt ain't here. I'm not entering.
Facts. That's how serious it was, bro. The whole year after I lost to Schmidt, and mind you, this is when I went back to like first person shooters and shit like that. So I wasn't really paying attention to social media. I wasn't on SRK. Yeah. I was like on game battles and shit like that. So, but yo, when I went and peeked in there, oh my God. Yeah, we knew Schmidt was the better MSP. Blah, blah, blah. This is in the third. Yo, Yipes is washed up. This is in the third. Yeah, ain't fucking with West Coast. This is in the shit. And I was like, oh yeah, keep feeding that. Keep feeding that. Like, next time I see this guy, we're going to have a serious conversation. Next season's beatings, doesn't show up. So I'm like, all right, bet. Right? Then we did this tournament in freaking Havad Khan's crib. Like some little like in-house tournament.
Showdown of the Champions.
Showdown of the Champions, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Havad. And I played Schmidt again in that, and I lost in that in the finals. No, I wasn't in the finals. I lost. I got third. Yeah, I lost to Chunk and
Schmidt played Neo in the finals.
Yeah, I lost to Chunk. Ran it back to the losers, beat Chunk. Then I bumped it to Schmidt, lost to Schmidt. I think Neo sent Schmidt to losers.
Neo won the tournament. I don't remember if he sent him to losers. He might have just beat him in a.
I think I gotta remember exactly how it went down.
Probably because Neo. Did anybody beat Neo?
But yeah, I got sent to losers. I got sent to losers by Chunk. I'm here talking about beating Chunk. I'm thinking about the other season. Never mind. I lost to Chunk. Then I ran it back, beat Chunk. Then I lost to Schmidt. But I still was here in the den. I'm like, damn, I lost to this motherfucker again. Fuck. And then Caesar's beatings. Mind, this is right after Evo, and Caesar's beatings is coming down the line. You know what I mean? In the end of the months. Yeah. And then I finally got to him. Even almost fucked up because I almost lost to Vidness. You know what I'm saying? That would have fucked up. Ooh, that would have fucked the whole timeline up. But regardless, that's in the past, you know. But then I bumped into Schmidt. Now, the reason why it's a big win is because I felt like I had to earn it because I had to face Desmond. That's like one of the strongest years I ever seen Desmond play. Like in terms of like me and this guy, we was literally training like 10 hours a day.
Hated each other.
And we hated each other too. Like it wasn't no love shit.
Let me tell you something. We used to smoke together, quiet. That's how heated. Just pass each other the cigarette.
Yo, that's real shit, yo.
We were not friends at the time.
No, because the thing was, around the corner, it was Caesar's beating. So I'm like, fuck, I got to deal with this guy. Like, I know I got to deal with Desmond. You know what I'm
I
saying?
was coming for him. I told him, because we were so mad at each other. I said, when I'm coming for you, no one is finals, I'm going to see you. And when I finally see him, I said to him, I was like, I told you I would get here.
Yeah. That shit
He
was lit.
wasn't lying.
I definitely said that. We sat down. We said, I was like, yo, you wasn't lying.
I was like, I will see you.
But I was egging you. I was like, y'all see you in the finals? But, bro, there was so much competition. We said that with confidence, obviously. But to be honest, we didn't know who was going to be on the A game that day. You know what I mean?
But,
so I'm just like, yo.
And we had some close calls. We definitely had some close calls.
You know what I'm saying? So, like,
but
that's I think I'm going to have to say that's my favorite win. Redemption.
For me, Randy Lou, Evo 2004. Because I went there and I showed the world a sentinel on point against Cable that they did not see.
That's Cajones Malone right there.
I outplayed him, and it was silence, and it was beautiful, beautiful. That and the second win, and the second favorite one was the same year team tournament. It was me, Justin, and Josh Wigfall against I guess that's Team SD, clocking them, and we were getting booed coming out. I was loving it. Then Josh is beating clock the whole game. I mean, like, doing really well. My man activated orbs once, and then the snowball effect took place. And then you hear the West Coast crowd in the back cheering.
they amped the trap up.
Like, yo, the trap, yo.
That shit gets a buff. That shit gets a buff.
Yo, still to this day, we were like, yo, when the crowd started cheering, didn't the trap started taking more? I was like, yes, it did. Like, so that happened.
God.
So then I played him next. They're booing. I picked Team Roll Sentinel on point. They were like against Team Roll against Clockwork. I OCV'd him.
That shit was kind of free though. I watched
OCV'd him. I turned around, nothing. Yo, it was beautiful.
I go lie. I spoke to Clock. You know, I mean, what is this, like 2015? I would say, and just we was talking old stories and shit. And he said that you're one of the guys that he had some serious trouble against.
Oh, Frank.
He was like, dude, you know how he talks? He's like, dude, yo, Desmond. You know how he talking? He's like, dude, Desmond had a lot of trouble with that guy, dude. Like, he was saying like, you know what I'm saying, like humble and shit, you know? Because he's a warrior. Clock's a warrior.
He beat him again when we went to Philly. When you went to play Brahim, and then Clock got off for exhibition.
Hey, let me talk to you, just for old time's sake, when it comes to that, you know, that rivalry and shit.
Yeah.
Even if we consider that a rivalry, I mean, let's.
No, it wasn't.
Philly, New York.
It wasn't. Oh, Philly, New York was definitely a rivalry.
But hold on, we'll go there. But when you played Brahim going in, right? For people that don't know, he had an exhibition with Brahim Keys. I think you played him twice, didn't you?
I played him at an NEC a few years prior, and he beat me. He got me. And they were supposed to run it back, but I did a no-show. I fucked up. And then after that, we ran it back again. I was coming late. Like I went to Yipes' house, and next thing you know, we just hopped in the car
because we was chilling, right? We was chilling in the Yipes' crib. We was playing, and
watching the stream. Watching the stream.
Then Brahim on stream talking this shit, just mouthing all to about Desmond. Yeah, you're here. He's scared. He not here right now. Blah blah blah, talking wild shit.
Yo,
so I'm like, yo, I'm getting tight. I'm like, yo, Blue Jay. I'm like, yo. I'm like, yo, let's get fuck it. Let's go. Let's get the fuck out of it. Let's go to Philly. He's like, you wanna go? Yo, we packed everything.
Yo, Blue Jay.
Yo.
He said, yo, you wanna go?
Yo, shout out to Blue Jay. My man was good for the random Marvel drive.
On the spot.
On the spot.
Packed up the sticks, jumped in the car. We said, yo, I'm on the phone. I'm like, yo, tell him we been here 2 hours.
You call me.
I'm like, yo, tell him don't leave. We be there in 2 hours.
Yo, I pulled up on Brahim. I said, yo, you really about that shit? I said, he said, yo, you know Desmond's coming right now, right? He was like, oh, bring him. He was like, bring him. We ready for that shit talk. You ready? He's like, you ready?
Yo, y'all don't understand.
He was hyped though. He was.
So I show up in there. I'm like, where you at? All of a sudden he didn't want to. All of a sudden he don't want to play. I was like, no. You talking real greasy on the stream. Honestly, people, yo, you talking trash online or whatever, fine. Once you do it on a live camera, no. To me, I take that as very personal. So I told him. All right, let's go. We played him. So I owned him. Bad. He never said nothing again. He's my son now. And then after that, you know, this is when Fnatic wanted a piece of me. Now, y'all already know me and Fnatic have a rivalry that spanned over a decade playing this game. Because, you know, I'm not a fan of the one button dash.
Neither am I.
None
of us are.
I have no respect.
At least in that game. At least in that game.
However, I always gave him props for his hustling because I tell people, you don't have to play him.
True.
You can't complain about him having one button dash and you chose to play it. You know, because every time I played him for money, I already know what I was getting myself into.
Facts.
So whatever. So, you know, now me and him were supposed to set up a big money match before, and we never happened. So it finally was going down at Winter Brawl. So freaking, so we're setting up. Mind you, I'm training. I'm playing MSPs. I'm playing now. And then the week prior to that, I played 3 MSPs in the first of 10. First, it was my man Jason.
G-Con, shout out to G-Con.
G Concepts. So I'm playing him, and freaking so I beat him the first set, and Chris is just like, so you know, Chris thought we were just playing whatever. So Chris was like, oh, you want to do something? Oh, watch this. He's like, oh, we're about to get food. He's like, nah, don't worry about that. We're about to run that back. So that was him. So then Sanford comes, and then I play him. I battle out with him. I play. Then this guy comes, and I battled out with him. And after a long time of him beating me year in, year out, and whatever, in first of 10s, I finally got him.
He did.
10-9.
Very violent set.
It was godlike.
Very violent set.
I got that set.
Let me tell you something. I fell on the floor. I fell on the floor after winning one of them games.
It was godlike.
Yo, but honestly, the first thing I heard though, Chris was like, "Oh, my money good." He said, "Oh." Yo, he beat me the first day. He said,
"Yeah.
Oh, my money good." That's what he said. Yo,
oh yeah.
Because obviously everybody's, come on, man. You hear one button dash with Magneto, come on, son. Like,
and then you know, it's just like
once
I was happy.
I was super confident against Fnatic.
Yo, let me tell you how aggressive this shit is, though, man. But just to cut you off on that, though, I know why you was hyped, though. Even though you beat me, but the words "run it back," that shit meant a lot to you, didn't it?
Yo, bro.
Yo, he beat me. So mind you, listen. Again, so after I got to that point, I was really good. Desmond wasn't beating me in no first attempt, right? Then he's preparing for this matchup. He's real hungry. He real different, right? So he beats me. Obviously, I'm salty. I'm saying my shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm salty. And then I go, yo, run that shit back.
Hold on. It was just like this, right? Cause like it was like on like the last game or two, we had ordered food, right? So the food came. So you can see me on camera in the back. I got the food and I'm watching, and Jason is there too, right? Boom. So Desmond wins the game, falls back. G-Con is like, "Oh my God, son, what did I just see?" so I'm like, all right, cool, let's eat this food, right? Desmond extends his hand to Yipes. My man Yipes said, "Run it back." I had the food. I said,
"Oh." Now, mind you, you know what? Even though I wouldn't have said that, ain't mean shit to me afterwards. I'm like, fuck.
It did it.
I was like, I let this guy get me, man. Fuck. It was one of those. Because I beat him afterwards. He was still trying, but I beat him afterwards. But it didn't feel the same no more, man.
It didn't feel the same. It did not feel the same.
I was like,
and then it's like,
it was good shit. It was good shit.
And you know what's so funny? I replayed the second and last game because I catch him with something clutch.
Yeah.
And because it's just a moment because I do that and I see Yipes. I see Chris and Jason in the back. They're on the couch. They go, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
And then Jason goes like this in the front like he's watching a movie. He's just like, "Oh my God."
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
And then I hear them both in the back. They're like, "Yo, what did I just see?"
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. At the time, my man was in Yipes was pure Sage mode. Like, you know when you know how Whis is when he's fighting, when he's training against Goku, and he's like whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah.
But that's how he is to us. That's how he is to us anymore. And then it's like when I finally got him, I was just like, I just said to myself, I'm like, yes, I did this, but this is not him. I have to beat him with Storm Sentinel Cape because he's not made of glass. I'm glad I won, but I'm humble too. I'm like, no, I gotta get him when he has no glass.
Yeah.
If I get him when he has no glass, I could say it then.
Respectful.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
this one I was on the Stone State Cable.
No. But after that,
After
you
that.
started playing that too.
Oh,
and you was unbeatable then too.
Like,
With that team, yeah.
Yeah, because if I feel like I feel like I can get you there, I'm like, okay, that means two things. My neutral went up and
Facts.
my neutral went up.
Yeah. You picked the right spots. You picked the right spots to crack the glass. It was good shit. But anyway, just to get back to the story at hand, Chris gets hyped. He's like, oh, my money good. He bugging this shit, you know what I'm saying? But let me give it more deep in the lore, right? So obviously I'm commentating the match with Mega Man Steve. Shout out to Mega Man Steve, right? Our voices are fucking hoarse as shit. We fucking hammered. It's really feeling like a CF night to us. You know what I mean?
It was beautiful.
Back in the day at CF, you know, for people that don't know, the inspiration of me commentating was Chinatown Phase. I was talking so much shit when I was drunk. I'm talking, I used to pull up, and my man said the Mickey Mouse do-rag, bro. That wasn't the Mickey Mouse shit, dog. That was the fucking, this one we was rocking Echo at the time.
Echo.
Oh, so I had like the Echo do-rag.
Shout outs to Michael Williams and the Sean John do-rag.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So fucking, I used to pop off mad shit when I was hammering. So, we hammered them shit, watching the match. And I got a little bit of money too up. You know what I mean? Who didn't have money on the boy? You know what I'm saying? I put a safe 200 on the side against somebody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool. You know what I mean?
I had some good money up.
Yeah, I know you had some good money. So Desmond smoking them, right? And then Fanatic's like, yo, I need a timeout. Yo, Matrix pulls up to me, but like he creep up to me like I'm commentating, but I took the mic off because I was so hyped, so I needed just to walk around. Cause my testosterone level was going ape shit. Cause I see Desmond, he's heating up, so I'm in the back of the comments. Ooh,
Yo.
You know that feeling? I was like, oh, he's talking that shit. There go Desmond, he real confident. So it's getting me hype. I want to punch somebody in the face and shit. So I gotta walk off. I get out. I'm like, okay. So Chris comes up to me, right? And I'm like, yeah, Desmond, you better fuck him up. I'm sitting on the stage, right? Chris grabs me. Damn, but you grabbed my shirt and the skin, bro. Pause. You went like this. Yo, you did something. And it really hurt. But my testosterone's so high too that I don't really feel it until he let go, right? So he looks at me, he's like, yo, Yipes. Yo, this motherfucker sucks. He's like, yo, you fucking serious? Like it was more shit to him. I'm giving you the PG version. There was a lot of, and there was M-bombs. You know what I'm saying? There was wild M-bombs. She was like, yo, this hitter fucking sucks.
Yo.
And he's looking at me like, but he's holding me like, yo.
Yo, I had true egg. I was squeezing him.
Yo, it was like this. I swear to God. He said like this. He said, let's say this was my arm, right? This was before Tasty Steve was even known for that shit, right? He said, yo. He said, yo, this hitter fucking sucks. And Chris is black. I'm saying, like, he got the good glow on him, right? Yo, I'm really seeing him red, son. I'm really seeing him red. He's that pissed off. Desmond's walking back and forth. You hear Fanatic over the side with Neo and CJ consulting and shit.
Let me tell you the frame of mind, right? So, I'm about to keep it so hood, man.
Let me
Let
when me and Chris train for money matches, there's no games.
It's no. So I'm like, yo, okay. First of all, I already don't like this dude with the one button dash. Like, Lauren's cool person. I like to me. You know what I mean? There's some.
Lauren's cool. Fanatics cool. Yeah.
Cool,
It's all game shit.
But straight game shit. I do not respect that shit at all. That one button dash bullshit. Listen, I played with the best MSPs in the world, and I seen the best MSP in the world come up on some hard work with the dash and shit. So for you to just cheat your way to doing that by putting the one button, that shit makes me want to puke. All right. So I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? So Desmond gotta play this dude. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm thinking like he's gonna be like close to Yipes level. You know what I mean? Like on some like, okay, like Prometheus shit. Like when he got the helmet, he copied all the fighting styles and shit.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, so this the bullshit we gotta deal with right now, right? So I'm like, all right, let's prepare. Des, boom, boom, boom. Had him going against Jason, Sanford picking MSP, playing Yipes consistently too, like week after week after week. Like at least 3 times a day, training hard.
Bad for him, bro. That's
hard, right? Got Desmond playing lightning attack, assistant, everything. Like we shaping up, training. Yeah, if this dude had a montage, that shit would have been godlike. So we get there, and I'm in Desmond's corner, right? Because everybody can have one person in the corner. So I'm right behind Desmond. I'm watching. You know what I mean? I'm expecting him to bring the shit. You know what I mean?
With that much money, yeah.
So I'm watching the gameplay. And my face is just starting to frown. I'm like,
trash, absolute disappointment.
Like I'm looking at spots that for the past month I'm seeing 3 different MSPs taking advantage of spots in different ways. I'm like, damn, that's tough right there. We gotta figure something out there. Like, yo, Des, don't hit a button here. And I mean, what's your option here? All right, shove back fierce cap. Okay, cool. Watch out for the ground. He gonna do jump. We
Exactly.
planned it.
You know, truth be
I'm,
told,
I'm watching him with the same fucking spots.
and he ain't doing nothing.
And he's looking real like 2004. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yo, you was
So
bugging,
I'm watching.
son.
I'm like,
you was bugging.
Yo, honestly,
I
by
really
game
took
5, when I was hitting them 5
Bro,
combos and got up, I was just like, "There's blood in the water. You're done."
Yo, I took
Yo.
it. I took it as a slap in the face.
Yeah, you felt disrespected.
I really did.
It is
You really did.
disrespectful. It
Because
was
of the
disrespectful.
way we prepared this man. You know what I mean?
3.
And that's what the fuck you bring to the table.
You know what I'm saying? You
Like,
got
what
you
you
got
thought you was
3
fucking
bands
with?
of bison dollars, and this is what you come with?
That's what like you got a 1-button dash. You got access to the greatest footage. It's not a secret. You got access to the footage. You can watch. You can pick a year, bro.
And this is what you come with?
Bro,
Yeah, and
we're
that's
literally
what-
playing the sets on stream too.
Yes.
Like,
so I'm
there
like,
was no hiding. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this what the fuck he brought to the table? So in my head, I'm like this. I'm chilling. I'm like, yo.
Trash.
I'm like, and at first I'm under my breath. I'm like, this nigga fucking sucks.
Yo.
Right? So I'm looking at Jason. You know what I mean? Because Jason looked at me. I'm like, yo, Jason. I looked at him dead like that. I said, yo, is he serious? I was dead tight. I was, yo, Jason, he's serious?
Yo.
And then he comes to me.
Jason was crying. I go to Jason. I said, Jason, he fucking sucked. I grabbed Jason like this. I was like, yo, he fucking sucked. I'm getting mad.
Bro.
So I go to Yipes. I'm like, yo, bro, you watching this fucking shit? And I know how he feels about seeing a bullshit MSP. That shit disgusts him.
Facts.
So I'm feeling that right now. So I grab his arm. I'm mad. I'm like, yo, Yipes. I'm like, yo, he fucking sucked. And he gotta keep composure because he's on commentary. You know what I mean? He gotta keep it cool. But I know on the back of his mind, but he gotta keep it. I'm showing all the anger because I'm off stream. I don't even want to commentate because I'm thinking like we're in the fight of our life and I want to be there for my man.
Yeah, facts.
I was like, I
Facts.
just want to be there for you. On some
Like-
into deep shit. You know what I mean?
Like, and then here's so funny. Like
That movie's
the
alright,
beginning of the match is great for me because I went upstairs. You know, me and him played a quick 1st-to-10. He bopped me, but I was like, good, you got the blood flowing to me.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Yes.
Ready.
You gotta get that
Ready.
warm up.
I'm ready.
Damn,
About
what a
to-
warm up.
You about to push some weight.
So I'm going, and I see this video game group in the thing. He's like, oh, they're like, you're Desmond? I'm like, yeah. You about to play, right? I'm just like, yeah. And they're like, you nervous? I'm like, just another day in the office. Excuse me. So like I go there, I hear the smack intro, the Night of Summer Madness intro on the big thing. I'm just like everybody.
Yeah, that's right. I did do that.
I'm hearing that playing, and I'm like, oh, this is it. I see Chris there. I'm seeing everything. I'm just like, this is great. I feel so calm and at peace right here. Like, let me tell you something, people. I don't get nervous. I don't get nervous. I love tournament. I love big. No, that's it. That's it. Like I suck casual style, but you put something on the line, I'm different. I'm different all the time. So I'm playing, and then I was like, we start, and I'm just like, okay, I'm feeling him out. By the 5th game, when I hit him with the 5 combos, I was like, oh, it's over. And honestly, I started getting tunnel vision because I'm like, he's not doing nothing. He's not doing nothing. Yipes, Jason, or
you
Sanford
was
would do.
blanking out.
I was blanking out
was
so
blanking
bad
out.
that I ended up giving him a game.
Yeah.
Because I slammed on the controller.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The accident.
And-
Bro,
and
I didn't even want to tell you nothing because I'm like, yo, you in your flow. Because when no bullshit, I'm watching the match. So I'm like, yo, Desmond, you smoking them. You kind of sloppy here. Be like,
Yo,
Yeah, that's what I mean by
Desmond
tunnel
wasn't
vision.
even
Yeah.
Great that set. That was
Yo.
not a good.
That was
Desmond.
anger.
no.
That was anger.
I was angry.
That
Like
was
if
angry.
y'all watch that again, I was not playing well. I was just being reckless because he sucked at that set.
Mm-hmm.
And Lauren, if you want to play again, you better come at me better. This is the challenge now. If you want to, you better come at me better. Don't come at me like that no more. Understand?
Facts.
Thank you.
Facts.
But yeah.
So like I was pissed off. So like because I'm like, that's a slap in the face. That's what you come to the table. It's like, come on, man. Like, don't do that. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Like you
man.
got access to the footage. You talking wild shit. You got some bison dollars up. Like
You
Yo,
could've
Fanatic,
came-
you had people stressing, B. You did. You did. That's real shit. You had
And,
shit.
and just off the strength of 1-button dash.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
We worked prepared for you, and this and you didn't get the same for us. That's why we made us disappointed.
Right.
We were supposed to put on the show, but it's all right though.
Now,
It's all right though.
now, okay. Now, hold on. Now, let me bring it down a little bit because we keep it real here on No Frillz. And I mean, it's No Frillz. We show the good and the bad, right? So Desmond has some bad moments, So I want you to talk about that Justin comeback with the cable.
Oh,
You know what I mean? You know, we give praise, but we shoot him back
swear
to
to God.
reality.
Of course, bro.
before you explain,
Of course.
you know when I lost it, when Justin did the Cyclops shit, yo, I hollered at Desmond. I said, that's how I feel like, huh? Remember that shit? Yo, that's the first thing I called. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
So,
okay, go ahead.
so
What tournament was that and everything?
So
Texas Showdown.
Texas Showdown.
Mm-hmm.
I went there. I played Vegeta X for money, whatever. That's when I first started doing little money matches here and there. Now back then, money matches were just like we're posting on there. I'll post. Anybody out of state, I'll play. I would play, and then we'll do on the discussion boards and stuff. So I played them. So we're playing a tournament. I'm doing good. Me and Justin, we're just like on this side. I take on Vegeta X. I beat him. He beats Magneto X. Takes him out and stuff like that. And then I play him. I'm just like, he's picking Magneto Cable Doom and stuff like that. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm picking Sentinel Storm Cyclops. Now y'all watch that game. I am playing classic textbook good, solid, just doing everything I'm supposed to do, whatever. And then I'm thinking I'm winning, and then then the snowball effect happened. Like I thought he was supposed to die, and he didn't. And then I kept pressing things, and I just kept doing dumb shit over and over because I was just so surprised.
Same.
Just kept doing dumb things over and over because I got caught up in the shock. And then after that it killed me. I couldn't like after that after he did that I lost. Like
what happened when he escaped the chips? Justin had like a low life cable,
Yeah.
and Desmond did a hailstorm to chip him out like he's supposed to do. Coming in, he did a hailstorm, and then DAC the Mega Optic Blast with a chip out. Justin push blocks the hailstorm, and then does a fierce Viper beam, and all of Cyclops Super just misses, and then Desmond winds up getting hit, and then that caused the snowball effect. Justin got no bars, pixel cable, finds a way to make a comeback.
After that game, I vowed to myself that I still keep to today. It's never over. That's why when two people are like, "Oh, it's over." No, it's not.
You gotta finish
It's
them off.
never over until it says KO. So I tell people, finish your plate. Doesn't matter. Because with that game and any game, it's just like, every fighting game got comeback factor. Every fighting game comeback factor. And I've seen people just make a comeback. In Marvel is the saying is your ghost character, Ghost Magneto. Ghost Magneto is different from regular Magneto.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Sentinel is different from regular Sentinel. The characters that should have been dead, and he should have been dead. After that shit just destroyed my mental. But after that, I was like, nope, I gotta make sure y'all dead. Never again. That's when I realized anything could happen. Like that was terrible. Another humbling experience for me was ECC when Quan came.
Mm-hmm.
And me and him were going back and forth about Sentinel. And then we went to Chinatown, and me and him played for money. He beat me so bad he didn't even want my money.
Oof.
Damn, I never heard that.
I didn't even hear that story.
Hey, listen. We gotta talk about the losses that make us better, baby.
That's right. No, that's like, damn. No, forget the L. The fact that it was that bad, he ain't take your money. I would have
He
took
felt
that
bad.
shit.
He felt bad, and that pissed me off.
Just keep it.
I just pissed me off, and after that, I was like, never again. Like that loss right there, I was like, oh no. But then after that, I changed my Sentinel. I stopped being fly combo crazy. I started being more zoning, more spacing, more things like that. Cause that's what he told me. He said, after a while, I stopped relying on fly combos to just do anything. Because then you realize you're so happy to do fly combos that you're fucking up the situation.
Yeah.
Like niggas in the corner. Like, why don't you do a regular Rocky Punch combo and get the fierce and then you get them in the corner? No, I want to do a fly combo, but then you leave your commando out. Suppose they have characters that could DAC and kill him now.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like, I wasn't thinking about stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
So, that's why, I stopped doing that. But yeah, that was a humbling experience. Let me see what else. What was another one? Playing you and Eric at Yipes. No, at Lawrence's when y'all beat me for money.
Oh, nah, we ain't beat you for money.
Oh, the sticks.
No. Oh, yeah. You put your money up, but we put our sticks on.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah. After y'all got me with there, I was just like, oh,
okay, I had to come back.
Y'all
from
put
that.
the joysticks up?
You don't
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah, they did. Oh,
Bro.
listen. They had the fight for them.
Yo, bro, we was hungry. So first of all, let me tell you the story though. Let me tell you the story though. This is ill. This is godlike. So, all right. So
The sticks though?
we pulled up knowing that we was gonna deal with Desmond, right? In terms of like we was gonna put something up, right? And this is Eric hyping this shit up, Chris hyping this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is trying to see some shit, right? So we get there, woo woo. And we play our little casual sets before showtime and all that shit. So Eric walks me in the back, right? You know the bathroom in the attic,
Yeah.
Lawrence had in his old spot. He put me to the back. He just started talking to me. He's like, yo, you ready for Desmond versus 100? And I was like, yeah, but I don't got the bread. I told him, I was like, I don't got the money. You know what I mean? And this is right around the time when I stopped working, right? So he was like, yo, I got mad confidence in you, bro, but we gotta put something up. So I was like, okay.
Yo.
So I was like, what's
I
up?
respect it.
I was like, what's up? He's like, yo, we're gonna put our sticks up. I said, what? And then mind you, the first thing I said, but that don't even accumulate to $100 though.
Right,
Like,
right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was like, y'all put the sticks up?
Yeah, but that's how serious it was that we wanted to get at him in his pipe. Whatever he had, it could have been a pipe of ramen. It don't even matter. I would have took that shit.
Let
you
me
know what I'm
tell
saying?
you something. I had a reign of terror.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Going
So
on.
boom. And this is right when I was getting like real good with MSS. You know what I'm saying? So I play him and I won. But mind you, I didn't even care about the bread. 'Cause me and Eric, we split it down the middle, but it was more so I didn't want to lose my stick. My sister got me that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the stick to this day. If you ever catch my stream, you see the stick with no art and shit. That's the same stick that my sister gave me, bro. That shit is still here years later. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah.
I had a lot of sentimental value. So when I fought, I wasn't really thinking about the breads. Like, yo, I'm really fighting for my shit right now. Like,
Yeah.
but that really bring out the cleanest of my play because I'm like, I had something so valuable to me on the line that I had to play at my best. You know? So
And then that just takes how clean you became because me, I press buttons. so he had anti-Desmond shit. when we were training hardcore, he'd be like, "All right, you want to fucking press buttons right here? Okay, I'm gonna do shit like this now, so you can't do this, so you can't." Like, and then it's so funny because when other MSPs try to play me, and they be like, "How come Yipes beat you?" I tell them, one, he doesn't beat me with Psylocke. He beats me by hitting. He gets physical hits on me, and two, he hits me with resets that I can't press buttons and I have to guess. So hard knockdowns to get me. Because if you try to go on the other side, I know how to mash, I know how to recoil. It doesn't fear me. But when I get knocked down, you got three options, and that's when the shit gets real tricky and stuff like that. But it's just like it's just like watching how you clean. That's why I always tell people, use you as an example. I'll be like you see how he plays? That's because people be like, even when I'm training Ethan now, he's just like, it's like, yo, I can't believe he's getting hit. I'm like, yo, bro, I used to call Yipes Kid Lightning, bro. He had to go
eating them shit.
He had to go through this. There is no shortcuts, bro. Like anybody who plays my Sentinel when I'm on my shit, if you normal jump wrong once, the short's catching you catching 60. So
movement. We don't got walk speed. We got movement. You thought man, he don't look fast because you got to make him that fast. You can't walk like that regular. You can't hold forward and get that speed. That motherfucker be gliding and shit like.
No. But yeah, so that was a hard loss for me, and the hardest loss lately would be me going 0-10 at the last spots. Like even though I was going through some personal things, whatever, I still entered. No lie, when I was losing to lockdown, when I was losing to lockdown, I felt the tear almost come out. Like I had to go like this in my face. I was just like, oh my god, like damn, I'm really hurt how my performance right here.
like real shit. Like let's clear the air about that. That was not Desmond at his best. He wasn't playing. Like you said, he was going to do some personal shit. You know what I mean? We knew about it. You know what I mean? So, but obviously we're not gonna put his business out there. But we didn't expect him to do well because we know he wasn't playing and he was going through some stuff. But you know what I mean? Like he was a part of that. Was
but
like,
even still, after that, I was so hurt. I was just like, damn, I went to almost winning this shit last year to that. I was like, and honestly, that's been my motivation now. Like, ain't no tournaments or whatever now. So right now, I feel like I'm 30 years in right now, just playing fighting games or whatever. Right now I feel like I'm in my great prime where it's just like I'm using all my experience So when I'm playing, even though I'm playing online Marvel, I feel like I'm just playing great Marvel because I'm just using all my things together and then stuff like that. But to me, that would be that loss really, yeah. Actually, before that will be what was it? A loss that it felt me, but it didn't bother me. Was when Sanford beat me one time. When Sanford beat me one time at the break, because he beat me and then he taunted, trying to prove a point. Oh. And I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna get you.
What character he taunted with?
And you got him.
He beat me with Santhrax.
So yes, Sentinel first or Storm?
Yeah.
First?
Yeah, and during
He
the
definitely
time
Sentinel you first all the time, right?
Huh?
He sent first to you all the time too, huh?
No, Storm.
Okay.
After a while, he wasn't. It wasn't that he couldn't beat me. It wasn't that he couldn't beat me with starting Sentinel first, but it was much easier. It was much better. He had a much better time with Storm. You know.
Yeah.
And then it was better off to him having his Sentinel second than my Storm, because my Storm wasn't that good. But him doing that was that definitely motivated me. Mm-hmm. That loss right there motivated me. And then and also I think actually my favorite win, it wasn't a win of a tournament, but it was a win where I knew where I realized that I felt I was good. I was actually nice. Was when me and Justin went to Game Time tournament. Last tournament they had in VA. Was it VA? Yeah. So we went to Game Time and I played him in the finals, and it was Storm Scent versus Storm Scent, and I beat him. Like I put him in loser bracket. And I called Chris. I was like, yo, Chris, I put him in loser bracket. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, I beat him with Santhrax. And I knew and then when I knew I lost, but that's when I knew I was good, because the next thing when he played me, when he ran it back, he went straight to Magneto Cable Doom. I said, oh, but that's when I also realized, like, damn, I'm still limited as a player. But that when I realized, like, yo, I put you in the losers bracket. You know,
that's the power. Yeah.
Like yeah.
All right, so you got one more?
No, I got some stuff.
Yes, okay. What reason? I got you. I got you. I gotta go soon.
So what I want you to talk about, right? I want you to two people I want you to talk about, right? I want you to talk about your rivalry with the best in Queens for pretty much the Marvel community, Josh Wigfall.
Oh man, the positive to my negative, man. All right, let me tell you something. I seen Josh before, but the rivalry didn't start to really. I want to say it right, but it didn't really start to me getting mad losing to him. Was when I played on one random Wednesday in Chinatown, and he was beating me. I was just like, I'm like, damn, I'm losing to him. I'm just like, you're not that better than me. Like, why am I fucking losing to you? And stuff like that. So I don't know when it started going back and forth, but it really hit the plateau when it was me and you. We went there, and I picked MSS, and he picked Magneto, Storm, Psylocke, and I beat him. I had to come back from losers bracket. Yeah, because remember I was on my team scrub shit. Yeah, I was on my team scrub
that was
shit.
Crazy.
So he beat that shit. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna pick this shit right here. And I was the first person to pick MSS over here or whatever. So I picked that and I beat him. Yo, they went back to the Queen talking about, yo, that shit was so cheap. You got like 2 DHCs and this, that, and the third and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it'll go back and forth. And then like, you know, with him, he'll get me. Like my whole issue is that I always felt like I could beat Josh, but he only gets me because I could not block. And then the way and you know how he gets his hits, I'm just like frustrating.
Little slap. But then, you know, whatever it takes, man.
So him. All right, and talk about, because you really help level up this person's game coming up. So talk about like when everybody was like stopped playing the game, like Des was still playing, and he really got G Concepts up on a nice level.
Oh, so where I went, I forgot who house I went, but what started was me and G-Con went over there to play, and we played for money on the PS version or the Xbox version. I won, and then we ran it back again in the Queen's basement, and then he beat me. And then everyone was just like, they were real confident. We were playing online, like he was just like, he just had me. So, but then we went to what's the guy in Long Island?
Sin.
Yeah. We went to his house to play, to do some sessions, and then, but he was playing on DC. So that's when he saw me really play. He was like, oh, like it made his win beating, like he been like, no. I'm like, yeah, because I can move here now.
Yeah.
So I thought I was like, that's when me and him started playing. And then, but him, like, or maybe like, more drawn to Jason was because when I played him at the Brett's tournament, he had it in Queens. He was doing little refis with Sentinel. I was like, what the refis? With the refis. So whatever. So we started hanging out more and stuff. So we started playing, and then I was like, you got MSP potential. I'm gonna get you up there. So we started playing, and then we go to the basement. And then one session, we played first to 10s. I beat him like 10-5, 10-2. And he wanted to give up. I said, I went to his job the next day because we worked like, down the block from each other. I went to his job. He was like, man, I don't want to do this no more. I'm like, no, bro, no. This is where you really have to get the shit in. So and then that's when I told him, I was like, your first problem is, I told him straight up, your Storm sucks. Your Storm, the way how you play Storm, you only got one reset, trash. Go watch the IFC show right here. Study this. I told him straight up.
Show.
I said, study this. Study this. Now, so
it's a good show. It's a good show.
Listen. All you MSP players out there who want to learn or understand how to play MSP, go watch that. So as I'm training him, and then I'm telling him, I'm breaking down to him. I'm telling him, I'm like, listen, you're looking at the MSP all wrong. It's not a rush down team. It's a surgical team. You can slice anybody anytime you fucking want. So why are you rushing in all the time? And I told him that. I was like, why are you rushing in? You just can literally wait till the right moment and kill me.
Never thought about it like that? Yeah, come on, man. MSP can rush when there's no assist and shit in the mix.
Yeah, like if you play a surgical, and I told him it's all about undermining. Like you catch it, you call in assist character, and I told him I was like, you got to be like Yipes. Yipes has what I have, triangle offense, meaning he can hit you with he has the layers, meaning he can cross you up, hit you with a high low, or he can grab you. Once you have that in the mix, your mix is gonna be godlike. And I told him, learn all three of your characters. Like, don't slouch on none of them characters and stuff like that and everything. And then it's so funny too because when Yipes started playing again, I went to his house and I played him. And then Jason's just like, so how'd you do? I was like, I lost 10-4. He's like, how he beat you? How he touched you? I gotta know. He gotta come to the house. He gotta come to the house. So he drove him, and I tried to explain to him. I was like, listen, he's not relying on the assist to hit me. He's using the physical attacks to beat me. Mm-hmm. That's what you gotta start doing. And I told him, and that's when he started learning. Training Jason was definitely rejuvenated, and then honestly, it's just fun. It was just a great thing, and leveling up. And then me and him, it was so bad for us that we didn't play serious until money was on the line. Like we had to at least put $20 on the line to get that. So I kept telling him, I'm like, yo, bro, because he wanted to quit and go through the thing. I'm like, yo, bro, this is hell on earth, man. All MSPs had to go through me. And I told him, I was like, if you can beat my Santhrax, no Sentinel is gonna give you a problem. Sure enough, he don't fear no Sentinel because no Sentinel moves like me or has the aggression of me or goes for the same attack. The closest thing to that would be Chaos. If you can. Yeah. And stuff like that. But other than that, it was that. And then he started getting me. And then I went at that basement tournament when he put me in the losers bracket. Oh yeah. And he was just like, I finally did this shit. Been holding that shit in. I was so happy. I'm just like, yeah. Stop being friendly against me and come get me. We'll be friends after the game's over. Yeah.
What was cool about adding G concepts to the rotation? It actually bring more competition. Yeah. To the rotation, especially, and then you can kind of see his growth as we was playing, which is pretty dope.
Yes. No, and watching his growth was amazing. Like watching him play Neo, you know, we're not gonna get into the whole thing, but but that first half of that set had me straight giddy, straight giddy the way he was playing, ridiculous. And then his exhibition match with Potter at Evo. I was just like, you see, I was watching everything, all the years come together and whatnot. And you know, I love playing Jason. Like Jason brings out the best, and you know, it's just like it's always the classic battle between Santhrax and MSP. Like, you know, that's my favorite matchup, regardless how cheap MSP is.
Right. That is the tall tale. That is number 1 and number 2. Man.
So last quick thing. Right before we go, and you can answer this one quick. So we had Ultimizer on here, and you know we're really close with Fuji also, and Desmond is also pretty knowledgeable when it comes to the b-boy world. So I asked Ultimizer this too. So in your opinion, who's the greatest of all time?
I wouldn't have a name. I don't even look at them like that. You know, it would be I wouldn't have a great. I wouldn't have a greatest.
Okay.
I don't have a.
That's
greatest.
fair.
I don't.
That's
I
fair.
don't.
Because the consensus was Ken Swift.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know none of those names. I just know Crazy Legs from the Bronx, B.
Crazy Legs.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Crazy Legs is the home favorite.
Yeah. Like that's the. You know what I'm saying? That's like the Ray Austin of b-boying and shit. You know what I mean? Skip to my.
All right, guys, but you know what? We're gonna conclude this episode. It's been a terrific one. Desmond, he's a well of knowledge. You know what I mean? I wanted to say I appreciate you for coming out, and also thank you for being one of those pillars in my Marvel 2 career. And being a homie for me, you know what I mean? Like Desmond is family,
man.
You know what I mean?
Yo, listen, man.
Without him, without Law, without Jay, like I probably would have been dropped out of this shit. But those dudes was always there for me. You know what I mean? Same here.
Man, you was always the roll dog behind. I was just like, oh, we out. You're right there, and people were like, don't coach him. Coach what? I don't coach violence. I just stand there.
Exactly.
Yo, and you know, I could say something similar too. Thank you for being so welcoming, for me coming into the scene. I mean, you was definitely one of the first.
You know
people.
what's so funny?
Crazy,
you know what's so funny? No bullshit. I get that a lot in this community. Like when people come, like I'll never forget. This dude at one Evo, he was gonna play Duck. He asked me what he should do. I said I forgot his kid's name and stuff. I was like, you got a decent Sentinel, should start Sentinel first or whatever. And then you know he lost, but he came back to me. He was just like, yo, thank you for the advice. I did better than I thought I would. And then you know he told me, he was like, you know, you're not like other known players. Like, you know, you mad welcoming. I don't feel intimidated. And I know what I'm saying. And that's the only thing I really strive for in this community. I don't want to be intimidated because I used to be y'all, man. I used to be no name, Johnny Donuts,
Facts.
blah blah blah. And you know, so you know, I welcome everybody. But you know, once you start putting you in the game, I'm gonna treat you like everybody, and you're gonna catch the full whatever.
Man, this Marvel shit is so rich, man. It goes a long way, man. I'm talking about from just knowing each other for years. I'm actually the godfather to his godson. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just things like that just makes this community even more beautiful. You know what I mean? But yo, Desmond, thank you so much for pulling on my brothers. Thank you so much, man. Listen, bro, real shit. We'll probably have you back over here. We talk battle rap or some crazy shit, bro. Like probably bring you and Sanford. We could do something like that for the folks.
We can definitely do that.
Yeah, do a little round table discussion.
Battle rap debate, yeah.
Yeah. But you already know, my guy. We see you when we signing off. See you next week.
All right.